Oh, hello.
Oh, alright, I guess that's live. We were really trying to mess around with if we could get caught saying something going live apparently today. Alright, welcome to Assorted Dice. We're about normal time today, so that's good. No technical issues this time. Traffic issues though. But that's just what we deal with in life. Alright, where we last left off, you guys were ambushed. And it was a long fight for actually the most part. And many of you were caught unaware, unprepared, and have had to use many of your spells or health to survive the fight. Unfortunately, Krullik, you still have the curse. You can finish your long rest as soon as we wrap up the fight. However, to wrap up the fight, Kevin, you have just recently caught a polymorphed frog standing alongside Taylor, and as you walk back, you see Reynolds and Anna just slashing and attacking wildly at invisible things at the air as everyone else kind of just watches. And by the time you come back, both of them seem satisfied with whatever they were doing. The invisible stalker is apparently gone.
Yep.
And you approach as Faust is as Faust is currently kind of over to the side, bleeding fairly profusely, and Krullik is kind of wandered over away as well, a sad lump of cursed flesh. But yeah, you walk up with Taylor, and you have this frog, which is not doing well in the aridness of the desert.
No.
You can feel it in your hand as it like.
No, put your hand cooling thing on it.
It's not long for this world.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, so the fight for the most part has ended, and you all see Kevin approach, holding a frog.
What's that mean?
Yep.
There's still a frog, but that's still an enemy technically.
Okay, I was.
For the most part, you still have that tunnel behind you, full of all sorts of nasty things.
So as this is going on, Carradine will go over to Faust, seeing that he's bleeding out.
Oh, yeah. Is he really? How bad?
He's not good.
Okay.
He has single-digit hit points.
That's true. Okay.
Can I loan people my items?
What?
Sort of, but like it takes time to attune and things like that.
I mean, we could also. I'll walk over to Faust as well and say, "Hey, dude,
Cure wounds.
and healing potions."
Awesome.
And he takes the cure wounds, but kind of looks at him and goes, "I suspect we'll keep sleeping, so I'm good, at least for now, unless something else wakes us up."
So just in case.
But hold on, we have a moment. And we have an audience who decided to,
Who's oblivious?
he didn't pass his perception check. Alright.
Typical radio man. I wish.
If you haven't caught on, we do have several maybe in our midst.
Definitely.
Now, so yes, so you come over to heal Faust. You have approached and
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to Faust. I'm gonna hand him the frog and be like, "It's one of our friends here. You can do with him as you please. If you want to talk to him, throw him at the ground. Not too hard, you might die.
Kill him.
Otherwise, here's a frog. He'll be like this for an hour.
Otherwise, here's a frog.
You feel like you deserve the most."
So
Faust just
I've
goes-
got a question. When someone's polymorph, when they come unpolymorph, do they have clothes on? Because like,
yes,
does it polymorph the clothes
magic,
with them, or does
everything. His weapons are still on him as well.
Oh, just making sure.
Yeah.
This dude come back.
So yeah, so Krullik's over there like waiting for you to re-erect your bubble, just going like, "Kill him."
I say no. I say we interrogate him.
Interrogate him? What do we need to interrogate him for?
I don't
Because
know.
we kind of
He
already
came
know
from
what
next
this is
door?
about.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
kicked
Oh,
off
so
that
that's
door.
what
That's where he
those
came
fists
from.
were.
Okay, well, can
That
someone
makes
explain?
sense now.
Yes, after we kill him
That
and
was just-
rest.
Yeah, I'm not against killing him either. If you have something you want to
He
gain
might
from
be
him,
helping
otherwise,
by
like,
accident.
that was just the easiest way to capture him.
How high can you throw high can you get him?
Very.
Do it.
Alright,
Yeah.
Very.
I grab the frog, I cast Dimension Door straight up, 400 feet in the air,
Yep.
and drop the frog.
And then I have to assume you feather fall.
Yep.
Okay. So you burned a couple spells there, but yeah, you suddenly see Kevin just, and then you see a couple people look up, and then you guys are brought up, and you see someone kind of coming down. And what are your? Make a perception check, everyone.
I'm assuming not
Kralik
me.
doesn't care enough.
You don't care. Yeah, yeah. You don't. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I've got 27.
27.
9.
2.
Okay, so you and Faust see also a little frog. And you see Faust go. And he hits.
Oh wow. Okay.
He rolled high. Yeah, he rolled high. 17 plus 12, so that's 29.
Nice.
So, and you see an arrow hit, and all of a sudden the frog. Ah! And there's this sick splatter on the other side of the dune sound. And Faust's like, let's go to bed.
Seems like a lot of effort for a frog.
That was a way to execute someone, that's for sure.
It was good eating on that frog.
Yeah, I would say I was kind of feeling some frog legs. You know what
If
I'm
you
saying?
tried to eat him, he would have come back in your
Yeah.
stomach. So,
So I just get extra full. Then.
Eating worse.
Yeah. If you try to like bite that frog.
yeah,
it
if you
would
had
just-
cooked him
your-
more damage, he
your
would have
head
popped into
explode.
existence.
Like,
Yeah. And unfortunately, if his head suddenly pops into your mouth's going to give first. So,
Probably.
it's a bad way to potentially execute somebody. Worse than what just happened.
very true. It's like, yeah, here's
Better way
this.
to execute yourself. Or worse.
It'd be. Oh, can you imagine?
Oh,
No, it'd be
yeah.
rough. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's literally
This
just
was
trying
a
to
this
control
is a
his
very
way out of your
terrible
body.
thing. I'm in a very dark mindset at the moment. Yes.
Start polymorphing from people into crickets and making other people eat them.
Oh,
Government chocolate. Here you go.
Lo and behold.
yeah. Lo and behold, you just detonated someone's head.
Yep.
Hey, you want a snack, bud? Got you.
Our girl behind the counter, which many of you have seen up to this point, is very distressed by this conversation.
I think
Move
it,
on!
I think it is a fantastic idea, guys.
We'll use it.
Future strategies.
And you're having this conversation as Kevin just slowly floats down. The
So
thing
if we
is,
don't like Luke, then we could just
Leave
No.
Luke alone!
but yeah, Kevin, you see, and the thing is, you saw him pop out a frog,
Yeah.
and you're kind of floating down, sort of near the splatter.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
Scoot, 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 scoot.
yeah, this is very much trying to like
Yeah.
not.
No, I don't mind.
But yeah, but you
Huh.
you come down a few feet to the way because the frog was more affected
Yeah.
by the wind than you.
and the arrow.
Yeah, the arrow probably would have taken the frog, the impact.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, so you come down, and Faust goes, "That was very satisfying.
You're welcome.
Do you have another one of those bubbles in you?"
Of course. I can. Yeah, give me 15 minutes and I can make it happen whenever you want.
Good. I'm going back to meditating.
Fair enough.
Someone else take my watch.
And I bring up the bubble again.
And you all are within it again.
Boobly.
I'm assuming Kralik straight back to sleep.
Actually, is there any place better for cover?
Yeah, guys, is it really a smart idea to sleep in the same place we just got attacked?
Is there anywhere closer to the other? Because I know we got like surrounded from all sides. Is there anywhere like any closer areas?
Can we
to
get on the
ridge?
top of a dune or something?
Well, you bring this up, and it's like, well, there's visibility versus not. The bubble's very obvious on top of a dune versus
Yeah.
down here. Less obvious, but
Just
I'm
all
assuming
just
we
all the
were.
dead bodies around
If we're
us.
being
Just do a better
magically
job of keeping
tracked,
watch.
it doesn't really matter. You
Just-
say,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
just
say
distract
that,
each other,
and
just,
Faust
keep 'em watch
does look
anymore,
to you and Taylor.
I get nothing. She put the
except for
silence.
distract.
Okay, she silenced me. Just saying.
I think
You're lucky
anyone would
she-
have made that decision.
So you're lucky she didn't do it more permanently.
Nice.
All right, and I'm gonna just once the bubble's up, I'm just gonna take first. I'm just gonna rest immediately.
Yeah, you've already taken a watch.
Yeah.
So you, Taylor.
Yeah, I just got off walk.
I'm not taking a watch.
Yeah. So what happens is Anna and you are now taking the
Oh,
watch. Yeah. So everyone else starts to kind
Actually,
of.
before I rest, I'm going to animate 2 of the.
Have you kept
paladins.
control of the ones in your?
Yes, I have used one already.
Okay. So yes, right before he conjures the bubble.
Yeah. I'm gonna animate 2 of the paladins.
2 of the paladins stand back up, still fully adorned in their Hextor.
Can I search these dead bodies for gold and stuff like
Sure.
that?
Roll investigation. And you have the 15 minutes while he's erecting the bubble to do so.
So, 10. Oh, wait, no, nat 1. Never mind.
Reliable talent.
Well, we're not. You said it wasn't until after.
Right. They did level up, but it's after the long rest. So right. So natural 1. So you go to the first one, and you're like, yeah, maybe I'll. And then it animates in front of you, and you're like,
Maybe not.
maybe not. Okay, fine. Like,
To be fair,
it's a bit spooky to have something raise up and just.
That's fair.
I'm gonna actually give them watch. They'll accompany a watch, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you
'Cause they'll
and
just
Anna
stand
are
there
in the
forever.
bubble, 2 of the paladins that just attacked you, still bleeding and still decaying in front of your eyes. You're just standing outside of the bubble.
It's decaying pretty rapidly.
Well, it's more like in the desert heat. It's more the wind. Hot wind is
Desiccating.
Eroding.
desiccating and eroding them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a
Yeah.
lovely smell.
They're zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna I'm giving the general command. Both of them will just guard this area. So
And so yeah. So the rest of you now, unless anyone else wants to use a spell or do something, you all do happen to just go to sleep, except for you and Anna. And yeah, as you light up your cigarette, Anna goes, I feel like I should apologize for well, not him, points to Reynolds. I don't really know him. But the rest of them are, I don't have a word. Just don't too harshly on them. They're kind of all messed up. And also don't annoy that one. That one points to Krellick, to Faust, and then to Taylor. And then be careful of that one. That one's okay. Just don't make him mad.
Not being biased at all.
Just don't make him mad. And
Just saying, she's very welcoming of this person who almost got us killed twice.
and
Can
then
you
she'll
hear from inside the bubble what she's saying though? Or no?
this is after you've
She's
fallen
outside?
asleep. This is during
Okay.
the watch.
Gotcha.
Everyone else is asleep.
I mean, almost died twice.
actually, two.
You don't need to defend yourself to him.
Since there's just already a bunch of corpses around,
Yeah.
these things are sorry. Instead of guarding, which they are technically guarding, they're staying alert while
Prone.
playing dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as I stated.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
They're prone instead. Okay. But yeah. So this is what Anna kind of says to you. Just kind of.
You know, this really just reminds me of back at the eaves. You know, all the. Yeah, if you didn't watch your step around the druids, you would.
If this group reminds you of anywhere else in the world, I am so sorry for you.
It's fine. Takes all kinds to make a forest. You know what I'm saying?
I think they burned down a forest. I don't remember. They burned down a lot. Oh, speaking of, that was kind of the reason they did burn down a temple or two of hex doors on the way through Lechia.
Yeah, those fisters. They don't.
Which is, you do remember hearing about this when you were walking through Lechia, about the temples that were being burned. So yeah,
These
they,
things make sense now. Rumors,
Sure they do.
superstition.
well, super something.
Yeah.
Super stupid.
But yeah, so just don't do anything stupid, otherwise they will kill you. So yeah, have a good night. And then she turns back and keeps watch. And then I'm just gonna have you roll a perception for the rest of the watch.
That one.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, it's a great day for rolling today.
This is not gonna be good for you guys. Again,
Worst
my rolls are doing
ranger
very
ever.
well.
Guys, why can't we just sleep?
No. But so what happens is their watch still does go by unhindered. At the end of it, Anna does kind of tap you and goes, and this is technically the end of your long rest.
Okay.
So you can make a wisdom save. It's the last of this watch
Does
is
it
for
still
everyone
be at
else.
disadvantage though?
Yeah.
Right?
Charisma, I'm sorry, it's a charisma saving throw.
6.
Okay, so unfortunately you wake up and you are still cursed. However, she also wakes up Faust, who is like, or unmeditates Faust is like, we need 2 other people to keep watch. And he's like, fine. And this is the end of his long watch as well. And after a few minutes and during the watch, he prepares his spells. By the time all of you wake up, he does remove your curse.
There we go.
Krellick is back to normal, and you all finish your long rest. You have all, except for our level 14 ranger, have all become levels 11 gestalts. You're on a different level up pattern than they are. So yes, congratulations.
Yeah.
The night passes at the end relatively simple. You will get the rest of your hit points back. Your new spells. All your spells are back.
Key.
Your key is back. Anything that recharges at dawn is back. All that fun stuff that happens after a long rest has successfully happened.
Right.
So we're all awake now.
You are all awake.
Like, okay.
It is dawn because you guys did actually head to bed fairly early.
So if there's anyone that needs to be interrogated, I think it's you. Not a bad interrogation, but
The word in tech. You know what? No, never mind.
Question.
we just need, like, who are you?
And, I mean, interrogating does have some negative connotations to
Yeah,
it. Just
it
saying.
does.
Coming off quite
Either
aggressive
ways.
here, man.
A
we should-
non-aggressive.
Taylor's like,
interrogation.
no. This doesn't count as aggressive. You're fine.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't have
that
a
is
weapon
fair.
pulled on
Yeah,
you.
there's no swords to your throat, so you're good.
Yeah.
So
So
Calm
Who are
down,
you?
Tay-Tay.
You're gonna have a sword to your throat.
also, can I did an investigation
You
on
are.
his armor for me?
no,
no, it's
it was-
visible.
Yeah,
I mean, no. What? Remember what we talked about? The symbol.
Oh,
Whatever
yeah.
it is.
It'd be insight.
Insight?
Well, it's an intelligence check. It's for you to remember.
Okay.
But that's not on his armor. It's something he has to pull out. He hasn't pulled it out
So
yet.
that being said,
So
I've got a
you don't
question.
see it yet.
Oh, I
yeah.
don't see
You
it.
don't see it
Well,
yet.
I actually discarded my armor because now I'm just wearing traveler's clothes, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that-
it's a symbol he has.
That being
It's
said,
not on.
you guys
Oh,
said
okay.
you know what's up with this attack. So,
Yeah,
any,
I mean,
any
like,
insight to
it's
this?
kind
I'm
of a
kinda
mystery
curious.
why
Wait.
Hold up.
This
Who
is
are
Taylor.
you?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark are like, blah, 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 blah. First, majority rule.
Okay,
Alright,
so my name is Silvertree. I came from
do you
the
come
Eves.
from a tree?
The
No.
Eves.
Oh.
No,
So
that's-
yes, he
elves-
did come
elves
from a
just-
tree.
Elves just have weird ways of naming their kids.
Faust
So-
goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
So from the Eves. I'm from the Glitton.
Yeah.
I know about the Eves a little bit, but
Yeah. So I was part of some circles, and then they sent me out. Really, I've been trying to get into the Blade for the past couple months on my journey here.
Or scoot away from
But
it.
the circles in the Blade have gone silent, and that's not good. Not
so you're
good.
not trying to go down there permanently. You just need to go down there to check on them.
They're dead.
Interesting.
I don't know, but if they're in the blade and you don't talk to them,
That is more than likely Anna. Tana chimes in.
I mean,
Stay positive here for the guy, all right? He almost died like
Well, I
multiple
mean,
times
it's-
today. We don't need to tell him that
Yeah.
his friends are dead.
it's fine.
It's a new
I mean,
day. It's
you're-
a new
you're-
time to be pessimistic. It's
Yeah.
Taylor.
It was kind of assumed they were dead anyway. I just want to find out where their decomposing forms are, so that the circles back
it's an
home
odd way of saying
will
dead
have-
bodies.
Yeah.
So you're
They're
being-
adding back to the earth, bro.
Are you hippie? MAGA.
Oh, great. It's someone who's stupid enough to go to the Blade. Faust kind of makes a very ironic statement.
That's
I'm with
where we're all
Faust, you know.
going.
Yes.
It's good.
I mean, you cannot go if you don't feel like it.
No, I'm here for the ride. Sounds fun.
It's not how it always feels. So,
All right.
and then
So,
Faust kind of looks over the cave.
So, before you do anything else, can I get an explanation, please? That was a lot of
Right.
people to come out of
So-
nowhere and just in a very coordinated attack.
Let the bard tell you a story.
let me spin you a tale.
Can you sing it though?
There
Unless you
once
want me
was a
screaming it
stupid
at you.
group that traveled through the land. They burned down temples here and there and never saw the hand.
Oh my goodness.
Don't sing.
I don't sing. I am terrible at singing.
No, I applaud that. I want an encore.
No.
But no, this is what happened. So, we were coming across all of last year, pretty much,
It's a big trek.
to get here. Yeah, it was boring. No, a couple of the stops that we made we ran into, let's see, in order, I think it was Heronius, Hextor, and then we made it here. Talking about
there was
running into
another
gods.
Heronian.
Heronius, Hextor, the warning of Heronius, and then the
Warning-
Beholder.
Yeah.
And so
There
you
was
just
a
like
whole
ran
area.
into gods, like.
And
And then in the back of your head you go, it happens.
it happens.
That's a revelation to me.
Run into them more as burn them down.
You
So-
burned down a god.
They're temples.
Temple.
Yeah.
Next best thing.
Oh, that seems smart. Right.
Yeah, the first one was an accident.
That was
Oh,
on
a
them.
planned accident, though.
So how many
Planned
was
accident.
this? How
It was
many
an
god
accident.
temples did you
That
burn
wasn't
down?
even an.
only
That wasn't
only
really
only
burning
3.
down so much as detonating.
3 temples. One was in someone's
3
basement.
temples, but 2 gods.
Yep.
That we've ticked off.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
To
Oh, man.
who? Just,
No, this is be to the DM.
oh, okay, what's up?
The temple that I went to in the Blade.
Is not to either of these deities as far as you're
Okay.
aware.
Okay.
As far as you're aware, no.
The temples I've been to.
No, the temple that you've robbed, no.
Tentacly.
Okay. Okay.
So. No.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Alright, so we did,
I might
however,
have been on a fast track to death with that.
refuse to join Hextor
After blowing up a temple to Heronius.
after blowing up the
Taylor
temple
chimes in.
for Heronius. They were trying to recruit us, and we said no.
Burn down that temple.
Burned down that temple. We went to another town
Robbed a
and
rich guy. Burned
robbed
down
a rich guy, burned down his house, which also happened to be
See,
a
like
temple to
Robin Hood.
Heronius.
Hextor.
And Silver
Extra,
Tree,
my bad.
this story is sounding real familiar to you.
You know, I kind of like your style. I like the way.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just how it
It's a-
happened.
It's like you're like Robin Hood,
Wait,
basically.
so
Yeah.
how did you
You-
get here from the east?
I walked here.
From
My man.
across the ocean.
Wow.
Well, maybe he swam.
I walked.
Took a boat, probably.
He said walked.
I mean,
That
you
Did you-
walk on
implies-
water.
Did you
like-
walk from... This is Faust. Faust, like, did you walk from the Baranon or Lechia?
Consulting my memory.
Dwarfs or west of the dwarfs?
Humans.
Or following a trail of fire?
By the way, the dwarfs are no bueno.
Let you.
I'm very angry bunch of people.
Ah, so you walked through Lecture.
Oh. So
And you're like a week behind us.
falling behind us, huh?
Oh wow. Yeah, you
I mean, most of these rumors are just being like
confirmed.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Condensed.
Yeah.
And Anna goes, how's the capital? Did you happen to get in there? Oh, okay.
Mm.
Capital, eh?
Kind of. Yeah.
We did some nasty stuff there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I
So-
saw the
Killing all
smoke.
the royalty.
So
I killed the person who betrayed myself and your father. That's all
Oh, this
Faust
is
says.
an interesting
And
revelation.
everybody else.
And we
Everyone
killed
else was
the
collateral
people that
damage.
betrayed Taylor.
I
Not
respect
betrayed. I
Oh.
never trusted them. Just outright murder. There's a difference.
Okay. But they did something to you first. So you got revenge.
Yes.
that. Well, tip of the hat to you, Faust, for doing that.
Now,
Yeah.
if we're done with story time, Taylor's like, no, come on. Like, I feel like this is a good time to maybe talk about the other thing that looks to you, kind of. Faust goes, maybe as we walk.
The other
Other
thing.
thing.
And then in all of your heads, minus yours, you hear the day I am thing.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can.
Do I know that?
I say in our head,
You've heard the name. You know
yeah,
that that's
yeah,
what.
I know that.
Yeah,
I say
you know
back
that's the
in our
voice in your
heads.
head.
if he hasn't mentioned it to us yet, he probably doesn't know about it. Or he's just really good at hiding.
No, I don't. I'm not looking at
And
him.
we can't get into his head.
I'm talking.
Faust, can you get into his head?
Oh, okay.
Domination's a real easy spell, brother.
you don't hear this.
At this point,
but so they all got real quiet for like
Looking back
30
at each other,
seconds,
giving each other
and then all of a
weird
sudden
glances
you get this piercing gaze
from everybody.
from everybody, but especially Faust. And you're looking, and he goes, he looks away. He goes, no.
Yeah.
So.
Based,
If Faust can't, then none of us can.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not even gonna bother with this. Like,
based on like
Yeah.
the topic of things, I just like go over and start messing around with my bag of holding with like corpses in it,
Yep.
and so I'm just like I'm trying to
Shuffle
figure.
the corpses.
I'm also trying to maintain the appearance of the other two ones I just raised as well to make them look a little less.
Make a medicine.
dead.
Yeah.
He puts powder on him.
But yeah, so as he's
Makeup.
going through his morbid
Yes,
curiosity.
I feel like that could be a deception rule.
For what?
I mean, because he's trying to dress him up and make him pretty.
What's a medicine to
That's
see
a-
how well he understands
it's a
what the wounds
13.
are?
Fair enough.
It's enough that you can see where the vital wounds.
I also fix
Or-
up their armor with mending.
I'm assuming it's not the paladin that Anna cut the head off of.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
I want a headless horseman on our team. All right.
You actually already do have one of those.
This is news to me. All
Yes,
right.
it
I'm
is.
pretty excited now.
I say I have 3 zombies running. I'm not gonna worry about their armor right now. They're just gonna be zombies. I don't care enough.
Are they still in their armor? Then they're in full plate.
That's okay then. Okay.
And they have great swords.
Hmm.
The 2 paladins.
Fair enough. That's easy enough to track. What else? I'll prestidigitate. I'm gonna remove the blood stains and everything from their.
You
Going
take some
to
time and you
clean them.
clean them up to basically be the prettiest dang corpses you've
Yeah.
seen this side of a desert.
Yeah. Smell wise, can't do much about that.
Right.
They're not skeletons, so it's
There's
gonna
no
happen.
zombie fairies, unfortunately.
There is. It's called
Get cactus blossoms.
what's it called again?
Put 'em
Crap.
on.
Prestidigitation.
No. The one that preserves corpses.
Oh, gentle repose.
Yeah.
Still not.
So
Yeah, it's not the same.
It just stops any decay from
That's
happening.
messed up, bro. General pose and
Yeah.
then just raise them again.
Oh, druid's getting all.
So now we have standards.
Okay.
That's where the line is. Then whoa, we're
So-
way past that.
So as you have
Not
decided
eating
to talk
crickets
with
and
your
walking
morals
heads
about
off.
death with the apparent necromancer,
Yeah.
the rest of you have kind of settled in the like, we'll talk if there's anything that needs to be talked about. I was like, probably needs to be talked about later.
Yeah.
Can anyone destroy that? And he points to the cave.
Destroy the cave.
How so?
Just cave it in. Unless we want to take a quick look down there, I have a feeling I know where that goes. This is Faust.
Where do you think
Oh.
it goes? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
Well, after taking a look at that thing, I've only ever seen one of those before. It's in the Underdark.
Oh,
Let's go on an adventure, Charlie.
yeah, that's not.
Oh my god.
Is it rock or is it sand?
So it's sand covering what looks to have been sandstone
How bad
that
is the Underdark?
goes towards
Sandstone.
rock.
I mean, I could probably do a little bit.
Maybe we can out there a lot.
Well, here,
Yeah,
how
but
about
guys,
this?
let's go try it
No,
out.
no, how about
It
this?
sounds like fun. Like,
Who has never seen the Underdark? Or
I've never seen it. I've heard about it.
and everyone except Faust raises their hands and goes, "Oh, fantastic! Let's go on a little field trip then. This will take maybe 20 minutes."
party on.
Into the Underdark?
No, I'm just gonna show you something.
Oh, okay.
But he does. He walks. He walks to the cave and starts walking down. He goes,
Alright.
Let's go,
I
guys.
guess we're going.
and those who that want to can follow. I don't know if you want to continue.
I'm like, Faust,
Nah.
could we get to the Baronheim from here?
I'm not going there.
Potentially, yes.
That's where we're going.
But after walking
Where we're going.
after a few minutes of walking
No, we're
down,
going after.
The caves of the Baronheim, or the mountains.
it's the mountains that split Lecce and the Baronon. Technically,
Yeah.
they're not claimed by anybody. But
we can do the mountain.
after
And we're giving them proficiency with greatsword, right? So
you can keep it because
But
yes,
we're level 11 now. Yeah.
you can keep it. You can keep the proficiencies because otherwise it gets funky.
Yeah.
With like you have to re-clothe and armor them and whatnot. But after about 5 minutes, you go down. Those who had looked in the cave earlier remember seeing the bioluminescent light from below.
That was but yeah.
You and Taylor, or was it Anna, looked down it.
No, it was. I was the only one that saw it. I told everyone about it.
Right. You told everyone, and you start seeing it as you approach, and then as you're getting deeper, there's this smell that kind of starts to hit you, and you're all very familiar with this smell. It's rot and decay, but you also start hearing this like
Kind of very depressing
trickle
life.
of water, and as you go
Is
deeper,
it the river Styx?
not quite. As you get deeper, by the time you reach the bioluminescent mushrooms, you actually see that this whole area is actually this weird, eerie green. And there seems to be this small trickle of water going along. However,
Hey, bet you won't take a drink out of it.
there's corpses. And you recognize the sand guard. That look like that came to scout out, which is the reason you were out here on your mission. It looks like the Formian or the basilisks found them. You see rotted piles of flesh and bone. There's mushrooms that are like half-eaten. There's a small divot where a mix of potentially what you assume is basilisk and giant stink is.
How old do these corpses look?
Roll medicine.
17... 21.
Some of them are only a few days. Others, and you notice others as you approach, like you see this, like the skulls of humans and some that are slightly bigger that you assume maybe half orcs, maybe. Then you see the slender skull of an elf and smaller creatures. You find carapaces of maybe giant insects and shells, mushrooms, and yeah, some of the bodies have been here for a long time and have been left to decompose. You see bones have been gnawed on and chewed by apparently the basilisk. And
seems like a very happy place, guys.
And you find a place where, like, and this is
happy
just
for
all of this, like,
necromancer.
there's this just open area where you see it all, where there's like a small fungus bed for the giant and another one for the basilisk. Looks like maybe it was all of them slept around the big one based on the divots in the mold and fungus that surrounds this area. And then Faust goes, "This is a nice snapshot of the area of the Underdark that is the most kind. You want to go deeper, and you'll find more civilized giants and drow, but they're not going to be quite as," he kicks one of the skulls, "civil to outsiders.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that this," because he looks around and goes, because he's like, "doesn't look like what should be normally near the surface. I'm assuming that entrance was buried until recently."
I don't know, bud. You trying to get cursed again?
So,
Relic doesn't like anymore.
Did you not recover?
no, he's recovered. He is
Okay.
recovered.
Oh no.
But Faust goes, "If we want to potentially do Rada a favor, we should probably just blow the entrance and rebury it in the sand
Yeah.
Well, let's break out
before
the shovel.
something more dangerous finds its way to the surface than some giant raising basilisks."
Like an army of giants or something.
Yes.
Spiders.
What happens is you do see like the big cavern across from it. For those that can't see, the illumination is dim, so you can get a little bit more distance with your visions. It goes deeper, and you can see it looks like this goes further down, and this seems to be some tucked away corner that potentially didn't even know that there was an exit until all of a sudden light had come through.
Yeah.
You know, Faust, I think I'm gonna side with you and say we don't go down there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of for that too.
I choose life.
That could be fun. Maybe later, like once we come back down. But for now, let's go get the bandits.
I mean, I wouldn't mind spending 87 years above before going back down, but sure.
87 specifically. I'll start the click counter.
You'll be long dead. And he starts walking back up.
So how do we do this?
And I'm assuming you'll all have walked back up to kind of where the entrance was, where the
Yeah.
sandstone is.
I mean,
Dynamite.
I can break a bit of it.
Yeah, I got nothing to break. I'm not gonna punch the rock until it breaks. I'm sorry.
Would you like to give that a shot?
Oh yeah,
So-
put your hand on it, bud.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do,
Hear that?
no.
Oh dear.
this is like the cave entrance. I'm gonna stand here and then just reach around and touch.
Okay.
Standing outside of the cave as much
I
as
will
I can.
run out of the cave.
Well, I'm
not
assuming
touching it
everyone
yet.
was
I'm like,
out of the
Guys,
cave.
I'm just gonna give something a shot here.
You see me flip out and just no.
So yeah, you
I'm happy clapping.
decide to
gonna draw my
roll
weapon.
percentiles.
You're gonna what?
He's gonna draw his weapon. He said.
Ooh, if there was a summon something in my hand.
I'm not doubting
How would
it.
that work? It's just like come out
I
of
don't
my
know.
head. That'd be disgusting.
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
I don't want to find out.
53.
I'm doing a little happy dance. All right, over here. I'm excited.
So everyone who's paying attention, which is most everyone, does see a kind of wave of energy go through the wall, but it doesn't seem to be damaging.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you did, it seems to have just hit the stone and
That's no
fizzled.
fun. Take my hand off.
Okay. Does it again.
21.
Okay.
Nice.
You do it again, but this time you don't see any energy.
Disintegrate
Okay.
yourself.
Alright,
all right,
I'm like
hold on.
having angry thoughts. I take it off and just slam it.
And this third one, Foster's like, wait, but you do it. And he's like, this seems like a real bad idea.
45.
Again, nothing happens. He goes, maybe you can only do it a certain amount of times per day. Who knows? But maybe don't test your luck.
I run over to the other side of the wall.
Roll percentiles.
Hi.
Now that he's gotten his form back,
51.
he's just so happy.
Okay.
Acrylic, I'm in love with you.
Nothing?
You again. There's a spark of arcane magic through this particular one that tries to infiltrate the stone, but then does nothing.
Work! Go!
And then Faust's like, do something. Just break it.
Shatter.
Yeah, but okay. He rolls a percentile.
81.
Oh my gosh.
So
My man.
for Shadow, is that a con save?
What's Shadow?
You
Shatter.
have to give
Oh,
me a
shatter.
second on that one.
I think it's con, because technically he just enhanced its con.
You jerk.
Wait, how do you enhance it?
It's just flavor. Realistically, it does nothing. But the sandstone's actually relatively thin here. Like this was just basically something ripped apart what was once a sandstone area. It's not hard to imagine the purple worms with their size potentially opening this cave.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
Right. But realistically, it's nothing that bad. As you do this, you hear Carradine tap his tuning fork, and you hear, and the sandstone above you actually starts to like fall. I need you to make just a dex saving throw to get out of the way. As
18.
it's fine.
Oh, saving throw though?
It's
22,
yeah. Either way, it wasn't a hard. But basically, you
No,
hear
fair
it, you
enough.
get out of the way, and it's not the perfect break. The thinner parts of it that was left over kind of collapses. The sand of the dunes kind of collapses. You can still see a stone in there, but it's at
What if
least
I can reform it?
closed.
I touched the debris.
Oh, there's
17.
Why? Why?
Hey, you destroyed some. I want to see if I can put it back together.
That's Paris.
nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Also, you have
anticlimactic.
no idea what he's doing.
You just see him.
You just see this. You see this person that, for everything you've seen thus far, just swing at things and like get cursed. Just keeps tapping his hand on this wall, expecting something
While
to happen.
everyone else is flinching.
Right.
And I'm
you
doing a
have
happy
no
dance.
idea what's happening with this.
I just get tired.
Yeah. And then he, apparently bored of it, collapses it enough that you can still find this location again due to the obvious debris, but no sunlight is going
And
into
a
the cave
collapse.
anymore.
44. Nothing.
Nothing.
He gives up. Man.
Just over and over again, you just keep suggesting the dirt do something. You blind it, you deafen it,
Okay. I respect your efforts, man.
but yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
I'm like, oh, I'm Krellick, by the way. I'll shake your hand if you want to take
I'm
it.
shaking his hand.
Okay.
Oh my
okay,
God.
go. The
This
risk
is
of
gonna be
this.
hilarious.
76.
Okay, so congratulations.
You've been cursed. Johnny, tell him what he's won.
Johnny boy.
So as you shake hands, all of a sudden,
Left-handed.
but
shake.
you shake hands left-handed, and like along the palm, the hand you shook, all of a sudden, this 15-foot wall of fire erupts between you.
I like the firewall.
Oh,
It's a foot thick. I'm sorry, 60 feet long. So it just cuts up this dune in both directions. As I'm gonna say, everyone roll a dice to see which side of the firewall you were on. As Karalik walked back to you. Tell me if you roll an odd or an even.
I'm odd.
Even.
Odd.
Who was odd? because he was on the odd side. So
Even.
you two, I rolled 2, 2, 4.
Even.
Even. Everyone who rolled even's fine. However, Reynolds, Kevin, and Carradine,
Oh, Carradine.
you must make a dexterity saving throw.
Bet.
Cool. Does this count as in combat?
I got nat 20.
No,
So I got 29.
you were fine. You don't take
Nat
anything.
20.
You take half. 2
2
natural 20s and you succeed. I think. Yeah. You succeed. So you all take half of, or you, because of evasion, take none. The rest of you take,
Can I reach?
if you would like
help.
to.
It won't help.
But if you would like to, take 9 fire damage as suddenly the wall just erupts in between you both.
Cool.
And this 60-foot long wall of fire just erupts in the desert.
How long does it last for?
As everyone backs away from it, I assume.
Yeah.
You come away, your hand is hot, but thankfully not burned.
It's like I never leveled up.
Exact same hit points.
Hey, bud, does
No.
remind you of the jail cell at all?
Yeah, so by the way, as everyone
Oh,
backs
that
up,
would have been worse if I got that in the jail cell.
as this happens, everyone backs up. You suddenly see this wall of fire erupt between two people who just shook hands. You've never seen this kind of thing before. And for a minute, this fire just burns, and then just
It burns,
Gone.
burns. That wall of fire. That
then, yeah.
wall of fire.
and then it just disappears. And then on the other side, you see
Yo, high five.
Reynolds.
I think that's enough burning for one day.
Just stop.
Faust.
Blame him.
Did you figure out how to do that one?
Do that again, and you'll see how fast you can fall.
Arcana.
Hey, I got slow
Yeah.
fall, bud. Come at me.
Oh no, I'm asking you. It's his fault.
It's his fault. He wanted it. I reached out for
He
him and
touched
he
me.
grabbed my
You
hand.
had a
He
choice.
touched me.
Yeah, this is a new situation for you. Never seen this kind of nonsense.
18.
I mean, you know what it was, and you get a rough gist of how you did it. You know that's, at least for the percentage of 76, it's a wall of fire.
There we go.
So you know what the spell is if you roll that percentile again.
Nice. That was a pretty good spell. I like that. 60 feet, that's a lot.
Yeah, and so as everyone who wasn't hurt on the other side just goes, if you're two just done being idiots.
You have to imagine how loud that probably was, too. Like, a lot of fire's loud.
Yeah, and it's a desert. It wasn't
Yeah,
a
it
lot
wasn't
of sound
pleasant.
it was competing with.
And lots of heat.
Yeah, and it's, you guys are, guess what? Not comfortable. Well, actually, only on that side. The other side, you don't feel any heat whatsoever.
I'm chilling, man. I'm used to the heat.
Just prestidigitation. Every
I'm
6
still
seconds.
wearing my Hawaiian
Did you
shirt and
pick that up?
shorts.
Yes,
At your level up.
I actually did.
Nice. So yeah.
just
So
trying
after
it out
this
now.
display of
Shenanigans.
sure, that's the S word. I was just like, we still have a full day to go.
Oh, that's a lot of times we can high five.
High
Well,
five behind us.
nerds, I don't have any spell slots, so.
Yeah, got him. Unlimited. And you can't silence him either.
Okay.
Do you want to be a frog for the rest of this trip?
You want to die for the rest of this trip?
I'll
They-
get you out of being a frog, man. I got you.
I'm
They-
not gonna need nut.
And this conversation happens as you just begin walking.
I just go.
Yeah, like this is all just as you walk. This is not the first time you've heard death threats just be passed around this group.
Bandied around like nothing.
All right.
Taylor's
So.
the most common one. Just saying. She's a very angry individual.
Expect another one anytime soon.
As you're walking, and you guys have all discussed this, after a little bit of time passes and you kind of keep bantering, you do see Faust kind of fall back, seem to talk to Taylor for a moment or two, and then again, just both of them just kind of awkwardly separate again. Faust going back to the front, Taylor staying in the back, as the rest of you just keep walking.
I'm actually going to fall back to Taylor.
Okay. So Taylor is in the back. Not far behind, but just a couple steps behind.
So we going? Are we going looking for the bandits right now? Or what's
Yes.
the plan? All right, just trying to confirm, like, because we just kind of took off. Again.
The plan was to go from point A to point B. You guys got real caught up in a singular point on that line.
Yeah,
for
I figured. I'm just
a day and a
trying
night.
to coordinate the crew. You
Right.
know.
You're heading towards the mountain currently. It's a very good northern waypoint. The only thing that breaks the unending desert to every other direction.
It's like the Lone Mountain.
Yeah, it's not alone though. It's a whole
Oh,
range.
but you said mountain. You didn't say mountains.
True. Well, mountain range is only singular.
But you didn't say range.
Yeah.
Home on the range. But Carradine falls back to Taylor,
Yeah.
who seems
So-
grumpy.
What's new?
How are you feeling? I know I don't ask this a lot. Nobody does.
No.
I do want
No,
to know.
we do not. And what is it with it today and yesterday that everyone starts to ask this? Right now, I am peeved, hot, and a little confused.
Solution to that would be just
Kinda
cool
same.
down all those problems.
I thought you were about to say Midol or something like that. Like, I thought you were about to make a real bad joke.
Oh, that would've been great.
But, well, sorry, what were you about to say?
No. I know it's just been.
I didn't
Crazy
think of that. He
recently.
thought of that, so don't give me that glare.
This whole situation has made me rethink
And you
life.
gotta put some, which one?
all of it.
Because there's multiple going on here, including that one. Points to the two of them.
Those
And-
especially.
And just the fact that other things. And without going into too much detail, a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of thinking about it. I just want to kill some bandits. And then maybe kill an assassin. And then get to the blade. Because right now, that seems to be the only goal I have.
Kill an assassin, huh?
She's already talked to you about this.
Oh, I know. My bad.
Yeah.
I had drank 500 milligrams of caffeine in the last hour.
Okay. But yeah, so. But yeah, she's just like.
Just-
Not to mention, technically, at least 6 of this group has been dying recently. A lot.
Yeah.
It seems starting to seem like a real bad goose to be following.
Yeah.
Bad juju.
I mean, honestly, I have no idea what we're. Well, I have no idea what I'm planning.
Good throw. Attacked from off screen for a joke he didn't actually end up making.
Yeah, I didn't make it. He said it. I get targeted for his.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't technically make the joke. I just thought I was afraid you were gonna make the joke.
I didn't even think
no.
of it. No.
No, they don't work.
Yeah.
They're not smart enough.
That's surprising.
And they're not.
I was about to say.
But Taylor goes,
That'd be,
well,
that'd be a
speaking
mistake
of
if they didn't
that,
know it,
Thanks for the
since you
candy,
don't seem
Taylor.
to know what you're doing,
I'm trying to find my purpose.
and is this your purpose? Do you trust Faust?
Oh, yeah.
About Krullik?
I think we need to, as you say, we need to talk.
But no one does. Every time I bring it up, it's just,
this-
we'll talk later.
And this is why I'm starting with you, because you seem
I
to
am
be,
not everyone's guinea pig for practicing their social crisis.
Yes, you are,
Is
KK.
that what he's been doing? Oh. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, fine. When everyone wants to sit down and have a powwow, I guess I'll have as well. If, and points to him up ahead, still kind of bantering. However, unless he talks first, I ain't saying anything. Because
You point at Reynolds.
Reynolds.
I don't know anything about him and I don't trust him. I trust him more than I trust that guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because at
He's
least,
just been dying a lot.
right, he seems real weak. Easy to push over and be done with.
After I fought with y'all,
The other one, did you see what he was doing last night?
Uh,
Reynolds.
I was hearing something. Because it's kind of hard
You know
not
how
to.
you kind of just... No, I'm talking about during the fight. How you just kind of pop in and out of places.
Oh, yeah.
He was just doing that. Constantly.
Huh.
Just, he was there, then he's over there. He seems to be real good at the whole group fighting thing.
Yeah?
Not a big fan of being part of a group with that.
Well,
I
we'll have
think
to see where he
that's done.
stands.
What did you say?
We'll have to see where he stands.
Currently, he's standing about 3 inches from my blade through his spine.
Yeah, I can
Reynolds
see
starts
that.
walking faster.
Reynolds glances back and then proceeds to power walk.
The thing is, you're not really hearing a lot of this.
No.
There are moments where like a word or two catches, but like nothing.
Right.
Yeah, they are talking. We're in our stage whisper at the moment, but it is very
Yeah.
quiet.
All right.
It's like
I'll see what I can do.
Exclamation
Also,
point, but you're like,
you're asking me. Everyone's asking me. What about Kevin's new zombie fetish thing?
I'm trying not to think about that. That's weird.
We've just been letting
It's
him
also
do
not
it.
new.
It only really started recently. You're not even in the conversation, but
I summoned my horse, by the way.
yeah, you're riding on your phantom steed. There's also, which is a skeletal phantom steed, which kind of does make a interesting point to your conversation currently.
Yeah, I agree. Weird.
Also,
Kind of grotesque.
at some point you should probably talk to Anna. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to. It's not easy.
Not my thing.
And with that, I'll
Yeah,
walk away.
yeah, the silence kind of falls. So she's like, yeah. Unless
Okay,
anyone else
fine.
has anything additional they wanted to talk about or make fun of or randomly touch.
If-
The rest of the
During the walk, I will also go over to Kralik.
Yep. Okay. Is this in the head or?
No,
Oh,
I
no.
walk over to you. So, about the whole Luke thing, you know,
Which part?
me telling you to shut up a whole lot.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I was in the wrong at that, but I was also annoyed because I couldn't talk. I was trying to, and you just kept
talking.
talking. So, what was going on there?
Oh. I felt like.
They're having an open and honest conversation
man.
about their
You-
feelings.
It's just Scotland 4 all over again.
Yes, the couple of brushes with death have made me very conscious of my mortality.
Welcome to the San Juan.
At least it's not suicide jokes. Man,
Oh, no.
that's a rough catch.
No, I just.
See, this is real life. We're having a real. This is
I
like
was
deja
reading-
vu for me.
I was reading her as I was talking and telling her stuff. And I thought it was
I
funny to
laugh at
just
my
keep
own
on
thing.
bringing up stuff, to keep on surprising her with the things we'd done. I thought it was really funny. I got a kick
Okay.
out of it. So I kept on going.
Okay.
You got a kick out of
Again,
harassing
That
Luke.
could have gotten us
again,
in so
you're
much
not hearing
trouble.
it though.
It didn't really get us into trouble.
I said it could have.
Oh, yeah,
could have.
it could
But
have,
yes.
yeah. And I would have read the situation and stopped talking at that point, though. I was only doing it because she was, like, shocked and then would be like, oh, let's move on, and then I'd be like, oh, we also did this, this, and this, and she'd be like, what? No, I don't have enough room on my paper for all that. So that's why I kept on going. She was like, started gesturing for her husband or whatever that dude is to keep on, like, to move forward and start attacking
wall?
us. Then yeah, no, that would have been different. But she didn't. He was laughing too. That's why I was like, oh, we're definitely not in trouble here. She just wanted to know. And so I was just telling her everything to overwhelm her.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't really talk that much anyways. And so when I do, it's only to freak people out. Because I'm terrible at it. And it's great.
But that face,
Yeah. Oh, you know,
I mean, you're feeling.
If I could
He's
just,
looking real. He's looking real good. The best he's
Compared to
ever
what-
looked.
yeah,
Exactly.
he's looking much
Like-
better.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
compared to what he was, you're like looking like a model of Kralik right now. Like,
I looked in the mirror this morning. I felt real good about myself.
You need a mirror in the desert.
Shall we have a charm off?
I have a mirror in my bag.
Shall we have a
You narcissist.
Yeah.
Narcissus. Great flowers. Tastes good.
okay. Unless there was. Oh, continue.
Also, the whole kid thing, that was a little preemptive. So that was my bad too. I kind of freaked out with that. So we'll discuss that later.
Okay, and probably.
I didn't want you to think that it was going to be happening like next week, but
Probably in
know.
better detail and.
oh
like,
yeah, a lot better detail. It was just kind of off the cuff, like, and so. Yeah.
I think you freaked out on it too.
It doesn't take much though. I mean, honestly, when you
That's
talk
true.
to her, she might get freaked out. That'll be interesting. Or she'll be excited. Either one. I don't know. Either confused. Well, she's in a constant state of confusion, but. Yeah.
That's because we've thrown her into situations she just doesn't understand.
Yeah. Parents just don't understand.
Why are we bringing that up now?
Are there any other conversations that
I'm gonna go
people?
with the silver tree.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's domino effect this.
Yeah. So, like,
This is the Bedlam part of the
you're
episode
from
title,
the
by the way.
you're from the Eaves.
Yes.
Where are we all
In the
standing? Can we
druid-
hear any of this?
the
Is there
druid
loud? Because like, I feel
circles.
like we're all just
How
mixing
are
up.
you in the druid circle?
The
right
thing
now?
is,
I did a lot of reading when I was
You're
in
not like
Clinton,
all bunched up
found out
on the
about
desert. You
the
eventually start to kind of
the Eaves a bit.
spread out.
Well,
Some
I
people
know a
are
little
going
bit
over
about it,
faster,
but, like,
others are slower.
I know that you're not
the
like
heat gets to some people.
you're either
more.
in the druid circle or
There's
not in the
enough
druid
space
circle.
I-
in between.
But like I did
Okay.
hear about some
that
people
there
that are
could
like
be
in
a
betweeners,
whispered conversation.
but like they're
One
not
of the
accepted by the
eavesdropping, you
druid
could
circle,
choose
No, yeah, I
to,
know that. Yeah,
but they are kind of.
Sure.
Well, it's you hang out with some people, you grow plants, and they move on with
like
the
a Kevin.
seasons. Yeah. I was moving, going around. I don't know. I'm
Do you
looking
have
for
anything-
sites of the wilderness. Are there any around here in this desert? Any shrines set up? Nope. Well, I need to rest. I'm gonna set up a shrine. It's a small one.
Right.
Wait,
So,
what's stopping?
I need a rest.
so in the middle of the day, around lunchtime, as Kralik is talking to Silvertree, you just hear Silvertree kind of louder than everyone else. This is probably during your conversation with Kevin. All of a sudden, I need a rest. I need to build a shrine.
Wait, why do you need a rest?
Well, I mean, rest, not necessarily. Build a shrine, very necessary. There is nothing.
Why do
out
you
here.
need to build a shrine?
Why?
Well,
we literally just
yeah.
had a long rest. Why didn't you do that last night?
Well, no, this is several hours into the day.
Yeah. It's a religion thing, and I would feel really more comfortable if we stopped for a little bit, like 2 minutes. That's all it takes. I've got the shrine already set up.
I mean, we're already
Yeah.
stopped, so just
Yeah.
hurry up.
Okay.
Stop explaining it.
All right.
None of us really
Let's set it
care.
up. It's just a small little altar, and then I take out a little twig of trees,
I'd
and
say-
Which druid circle do you belong to, though?
I mean, does it really matter which I belong to?
It matters because I'm asking you.
I mean,
Getting heated in here. Toasty.
y-
In the desert.
Come on.
That's the joke.
As you see Kevin in the steam.
Just all
I
of us.
take my
Yeah.
I take my last corpse in my bag of holding and resurrect it.
Okay.
Why
Which one?
doing
It's
that?
not that
Yeah.
hard.
So as you're building a
do actually
shrine, he
ask
pulls
for
out a dead body and raises it from the dead.
It's
Wait, you just have a random dead body in
the
your
amount of
bag?
times we've been
Yes.
out
It's like a
there,
few.
He has a few.
change.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
little
not
creepy
sure.
though.
But Silvertree,
That's,
continue.
What's up?
I'm looking back.
Understandable.
Lighted.
There, the shrine's
But-
made.
They'll fit in here.
I
Pull
think
them back
Which
a little
one
bit.
do you belong to?
I think whatever
So-
spirits that live in the desert.
Out here,
please,
it's
let's
fine.
keep
We're in a
walking.
desert. Who cares? I'm making them at least marginally
What's the name?
Yo, what were you doing there, bud?
appropriate to be in town, but
Well,
hopefully we'll have to get to that.
you
How
know,
am I supposed to believe that you belong to a druid circle just because you tell me? You
I,
belong to a
whoa,
druid
whoa, whoa!
circle?
I never said anything like that.
You mentioned druid circle.
Yeah,
Which one?
you know, I don't really think you'd have heard of it. It's okay.
Oh my gosh, I'll know if I heard of it if you just tell me what the name of it is.
I wouldn't, you know. I'll just spare you the searching of your memory.
Don't
you'll be
spare
okay.
me anything. I don't want to be spared. I want to know what the name of it is. If I wanted to be spared, I wouldn't have asked what it was.
Why are you beating around the bush, bud?
Yeah, this conversation has now grown in volume to the point where everyone is a witness to this.
Well, I mean, I figured we were all surrounding the shrine anyway.
Well,
so, okay.
he kind of started walking away from the shrine already.
Oh.
He built it.
Oh,
It
he
was
was
only.
already walking?
Yeah,
I
he-
hadn't moved yet.
Oh, well, he's walking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, touch the shrine.
Oh,
Roll for
I hold it there though. I'm
sensiles.
like,
oh,
I just
you're
want to
you're-
know what the name is,
You're
man.
threatening it.
Wow.
I turn over and like chime in like you better tell him like we don't keep secrets here. I point to my necromancer like or here. Those druid circles can get a bit weird. Please.
I'm just saying, yeah, this is. I mean, why? It seems like you're trying to hide something now.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what. Yeah.
And then Tail's like, pot calling the kettle.
I haven't hid anything. I told you everything you asked. What do you
That's
want to know?
fair.
You see Silvertree literally like, yes, yes. Like,
No. What do you want to know? I told you everything you want to know.
Okay, we can know about you in a second. You. Simple question, simple answer. You don't have a lot of room to beat around the bush here. You kind of died like four times on us, and we know that.
I'm beating the
as you're
bush as best I
threatening.
can.
yeah, and as you attempt to beat around the bushes and you're threatening, all of a sudden you do feel a light pressure on your wrist of your left hand.
Okay.
Do you look towards it, or
Yeah.
you see, and you can follow it up. It's the tip of Faust's rapier, and he's just like, no.
I just want to know the name of the freaking druid circle.
Right. That is a shrine to just whatever's out here. Don't blow it up after its creation.
I mean, you've already burned 2 temples. So.
Yeah, we don't need another.
Well,
please.
if I can't
We
destroy
burn
this,
the temples of the people who actively annoy us.
We don't want to like.
he's actively annoying me, Faust. He's not answering a freaking question.
That's not enough to warrant blowing up a shrine.
Yeah.
Then I won't
Okay,
blow
this is-
up the shrine. I'll blow him up.
Okay.
I'm kind of shy with
It's
him.
just
Like,
as
why are we
bad.
turning on
And-
him when he's obviously hiding
He's
something?
hiding something,
No,
people.
and
It's
I'm
an
fine with
easy
you
answer.
threatening
I agree.
him. Go for it.
All right. So,
Okay.
And then,
alright.
yeah, he starts approaching you away from the
Alright,
shrine.
alright. Let's
I wasn't gonna attack you. He redirected me to you.
okay. So, funny story, right? So
Now it's gonna be as funny when you finish it now.
yeah.
This is sounding real familiar, and he still doesn't have a blade against his neck. This is Taylor on the other side.
Yeah, it sounds like you.
My point.
Yeah.
So, would it be a bad thing if I said I didn't belong to one?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, good.
Which
Fine.
one are you
I don't-
affiliated with?
None at all. None whatsoever. They just told me. Like,
Which one? Who?
all of them at the same time.
Very well.
They were remarkably united in this one thing of hey,
Of kicking you out.
yeah. No. Kicking out is a strong word.
Banishing.
Banishing is also a strong word.
Exiling.
You know, you're saying the wrong strong words. It's
Yeah, 'cause
not that
like-
simple, right?
Because like, so I don't know much about the blade, but him and Anna both said that like the blade is kind of like a death trap. So if they're sending you to the blade,
It
Whoa.
sounds
Find
like a
out.
sacrifice almost.
You know,
Well,
like
there are druids who
Yeah.
No, there are druids
lived
down there,
apparently lived in the blade
Yeah,
at some
there are a
point.
lot of things that live in the
Currently
blade. That
people-
doesn't make it a good thing. A lot of bad things live in
They
the
sent you
blade.
by yourself to the blade.
well,
That
oh,
seems
okay,
a little
okay.
strong.
So
I went there with 30 men and came back with 3.
yeah, I mean the reasoning why all of them are
we'll
yeah.
get to that later.
so yeah, they sent everyone. They sent me because no one else wanted to go.
And you want to go to the blade?
Well,
Are you
And you
suicidal?
didn't have a choice.
elsewhere would have been nice. The Eves is not great.
That's where the cat race lives.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
But
'Cause
you know,
went to layers.
yeah.
So no one else wanted to go, so they sent you. So that makes me seem like you didn't have a choice.
No, it seems like you were exiled to the blade.
No, it's
Or
not.
the Rada, because it seems like you're trying to get in the Rada, but you seem to fail that.
They didn't want to
Yeah.
just sail you down to the blade. You had to walk all this way. That seems kind of.
So how do you
So-
expect to survive the blade when you
Do
can't
you
even get
do
into
you
Rada?
think these druids have money? No.
They got trees.
Yeah.
I mean, they have
That's-
trees,
yeah, that's
which
it.
means paper.
I'm
Trees
pretty
also
sure, I'm
mean
pretty sure we
boat.
don't have a paper currency in this
No,
world.
there is no paper in this
Trees
country.
also mean boat.
You know. Why
Yes,
not?
I'm going to write a check
Yeah.
for the amount of 6 gold pieces.
Well, we wrote ourselves a check for 100,000 gold.
Yup.
So,
A promise note is not a check.
Promissory note.
Promissory note.
It's a check.
okay.
You know, not banished. More just sent because they didn't really want to send anyone else, and
Did you have trouble?
no, not trouble. Not at all.
Is that a strong word?
You know,
Rolling insight.
Roll insight. You may roll either persuasion or deception, however you feel like you are trying to get this
Sam.
across.
it's not working well.
No, it's not. But you can choose which one you would like to
That's a
roll.
fun one.
Am I doing insight or
It's insight for you. Everyone is insight except for him. If he's lying, he's rolling deception.
I
If
got
he's telling
20.
the truth, he's rolling a persuasion.
It's
Gonna tell us
persuasion. Thank you very much.
18.
5.
I have a 20.
24.
Sure.
Got an 8.
Let's see. The lowest that happened over here was a 12. So, as you're kind of just bumbling over it, the rest, everyone in the group can kind of sense that while this topic is hard or awkward for Silvertree, he's not lying. It seems that whoever he's saying the circles or whatever alliance of circles in the Eves seems to have sent or banished or whatever word seems to be the most apt to the blade for whatever reason to investigate / find out or see that confirm that the other circles have been
Decomposed is the proper word.
so.
Oh, you could add those guys to your collection.
So yeah, so as he fumbles through that explanation, you get the
Fours it
gist that he's not like lying about his.
5.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
might beat that.
No. Everyone beat it. But yeah, no, it's you all get the gist that he's awkward. He's not telling you the whole truth with the little details, but that's the gist of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shrine's still good. Yeah.
Shrine's fine.
Okay.
So we're about to start heading back towards the bandits or what?
Yeah.
Or do you want to ask Taylor, since you seem to not want to know more about me? Ask away.
We can walk into this.
Yeah, fine. Let's walk into this. How about the fact of the 30 and 3 that just got talked about?
That
Okay,
was an
now.
interesting
30
one.
and... Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Went to the blade with 30, came back
Well,
with
so
30.
we were
You
tasked.
kill any of them?
No, I did not kill any of them. They all got slaughtered. It was rough.
Ooh, dude.
Just the people in the blade? Or?
Well, so we got tasked to go to the temple, right? Not sure whose temple it was. We were there on the sort of
Well, you were tasked to scout an area and you found it.
we were scouting area and found temple. We went to investigate the temple, and I don't actually know. You just told me they all died.
No, that's just it.
They just
When you-
randomly people kept dying. We got picked off. Fights.
Yeah,
we
it
came away
was-
with a lot of good loot, but
when
I mean,
you-
hence why you see this little thingy going around my head.
So the story he
Right.
does tell you, in those words, basically is that he went out with 30 and through this temple, as they found different things, their group shrank slowly, and for the most part it wasn't worrisome until all of a sudden when they left, only 3 came out.
It was a rough.
There were no sounds, there was no trail. Just 27 people disappeared,
Disappeared.
Yeah, it's
never to be seen again.
The blade's no joke, guys.
Cool.
And you never saw them die? They just died. Or missing.
They are missing in action.
Gone. What am I rolling for?
Just roll.
16.
You do remember there were bloodstains on the temple when you arrived, and so the reason you make the assumption is that there seemed to be more as you left.
More.
The
Oh,
bloodstain-
more temple.
more bloodstains.
Oh, more
More
bloodstains.
temple.
Oh, yeah, no.
More
I was like, more
Temple's
temples.
growing.
More temple.
No, just more.
Yeah, so there were more bloodstains.
Like, you couldn't tell if it was part of your group or even if there was more. It just seemed like there was more after all of a sudden 27 people weren't there.
Like I said, the blade is not something just to be taken lightly.
Seems like the Baranon isn't something to be taken lightly with you either. Why can't you go into Baranon and while you own
I already explained this to y'all.
Yeah, he did.
Because you went there and
'Cause-
tried to kill somebody.
Yeah, I tried to kill the king's relatives with my
When?
father.
And
I
now he's
was
on the hit
16,
list.
so 12 years ago.
12 years ago. Okay.
They hold a grudge.
If there was
got
someone that
long.
was just tried to be killed up there, I wasn't sure if it was.
And yeah, this fuss was wait. You weren't the assassination recently. It was 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was 16. That's when Dad died.
Okay. I thought you were the one recently.
No.
Right, so apparently someone tried to clean up what you had failed.
Who was your target?
The what's it called? Clan.
It
Wait,
was
one.
Orpha.
The Orpho clan.
You had to just kill them all?
No, well, not the clan. The head of the house.
Oh. And the dude that was tried to be killed before was the heir to the head of the house, right? Something like that?
The name, if you want to roll an intelligence
Jack,
check, was Jax Corso, and you remember attempting to assassinate someone named Clayton Orpho.
Yeah, so I'll explain that. It was Clayton.
Okay, yeah.
I was going after
Okay.
Clayton.
There was someone who attempted to kill someone named Jack.
Oh, yeah, so he's like the younger brother or whatever of Clayton.
You don't know the relation.
But somewhere around.
Okay.
Either way, the Orpho clan, pretty strong. So, I mean, the rest of the Baronon's probably alright, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since I've been back, but the Orpho clan probably, at least Clayton especially, he probably remembers my face.
He saw your face?
The answer to that question asking him is yes.
Yeah, of course.
Nope. All right.
Or 10. No.
So you,
So yeah,
so
no.
you got caught.
Well, we waited in his room to kill him, right? That was the move. Jasper, that was
gotcha,
Dad's
okay.
plan. He wanted to wait in the room for him to come up. Lo and behold, he's a bit stronger than we thought. Forget that royalty and the dwarven bloodline means a pretty good combatants. And then then we had a bunch of dwarves come up the staircase and. Yeah.
Did you manage to? Did you have to leave Jasper, or did you recover the body?
I recovered him. He's buried. I mean, he's buried up there in the woods, but didn't get him out of there.
Right. Another
Alright.
unmarked grave,
Mm-hmm.
and then
You have any more questions for him, Taylor?
yeah, plenty, but none that I even know where to begin with.
First one that pops in your mind.
How?
How what?
How do you seem to have the, and then all across your head you hear, connection to this? How do you, someone who is the son of apparently the war buddy to Faust, she looks, and again, you're not hearing any of this part, it's something she just dead stops.
I'm not hearing this.
No, he's not.
Okay.
And turns to Faust and goes, somehow related to that.
How? I have no idea. I trust y'all only because Faust trusts y'all, and he was my dad's good buddy.
No, but how do you?
That's not the
like,
answer to the
how
question.
did
How am I
Day
related?
reach you- How did Day I Am reach out to you?
Oh, he just randomly started shouting in my mind. He started talking to me. I
When?
have no idea how I can talk to you
Was it
guys.
before your dad died or after your dad died?
Well, I've always had the nudgings there, randomly here. It's not that it was my subconscious, but it's got more and more progressive.
So from childhood?
It was around when you were 12.
Around 12, yeah, so childhood. And then, I don't know how I'm able to communicate with y'all. That's wizard. That is the first I've had it.
It's a
heard.
package deal.
Yeah.
It can be, especially apparently if you meet us in any kind of capacity.
Yeah, so this is new to me. I did not know this could happen until,
And those are questions that actually really can't be answered. Taylor goes, how do we know? You apparently have multiple answers to the questions. And you just haven't said it. And again, sorry. Silvertree, all of a sudden it sounds like everyone just got quiet.
So is she talking to me with that?
No,
or-
she directs this at Faust. And Faust goes, I don't even know what questions you have.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you keep saying all this mistrust, but you don't ask the questions. I mean, we answer everything you
I've
ask.
asked questions. And here, I'll ask this one again. How? How did you? Apparently you're the instigator for who knows what. Of this, points to the rest of you, gestures kind of readily. And Faust goes,
I can tell you the reason why we all have it.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole thing.
So, is anyone gonna say anything anytime soon?
Oh, sorry.
We've been talking a lot.
Yeah.
Anna just comes up to you and goes, you get used to it. I did.
Oh, because
You
Anna,
just-
Anna can't hear.
No. She just used to not be
used
able
to
to. She was in this position a lot. You get used to it. It's okay. Just kind of smile and nod.
Nice.
The reason why all of us, sans Anna, are able to do this,
Taylor goes, and myself.
and you, sorry,
Faust goes,
forgot about that.
technically, I was
In
different.
Faust was before us, but the three of us figured out.
Thanks.
Well, we ran across the temple, apparently of Day I Am, and we released him.
Damn.
But
Again,
this
you
is-
didn't quite hear that
This
one.
is in our minds. Sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You released AIM.
Yeah.
And in the back of your head, most everyone's head, except for, I'm afraid, Silvertree, not so much, you hear, I mean, release is a strong word. He seems to be mocking.
What would you call it then?
Very well. Okay then.
Unhinged?
I like that one.
AIM.
Oh,
Unhinged.
Taylor goes, their fault for me. One of them decided that it'd be funny to introduce me to Diane.
Wasn't me.
Well, we're all here now, right? So.
It was you.
It was me, yeah.
Miss
that's right.
Krullik.
Yep.
Taylor doesn't know this, but yeah, you know.
I do.
And
I
so-
tell her, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was me.
Well, for better or worse, right?
Yeah.
Anna goes, I asked for it. Not sure if that was the right decision or not.
Thanks.
Well, to be fair,
To be fair.
yours was in a lot of like pent up anger and confusion, and so.
Yeah, why are you so angry all the time, Taylor?
No,
Oh
this is
no, this
Anna.
is to Anna.
No, I'm asking Taylor.
So you switch topics and ask that to Taylor goes,
You need to take a chill pill sometimes.
because... Going back to that joke. No.
Oh, wow. Wow.
No. Sorry. No.
That was not my intention. Don't you?
I thought it was. I actually thought it was your intention because you hesitated before you said it. Yeah.
Digging graves.
But Taylor goes, because for the last 5 months of my life, it has sucked and has only led to death, more death, threats of death, and then revenge leading to a death.
Hey, welcome to the Rada.
If people are being slaughtered because they happen to be along a smuggling route in your cities, which actually isn't that common in the Rada.
Yeah, no, but
He goes, then yeah, sure. But let's face it, that's not a common occurrence, and a whole village will just be wiped out because someone says it's okay.
no, yeah, that's fair.
I don't like you. Simple as that.
Yeah, I've noticed that much. It's alright. I grow on you.
Like lung cancer.
Yes.
You say as he's smoking and walking
On
through
purpose.
the
very, very directed.
Did you say it out loud? Or?
So,
In our heads.
Okay.
so we've been walking this whole time, right? We're getting closer and closer to the bandits.
Yes.
Right?
Well, the bandits are more than a day's trek ahead, so you will have to sleep one more night in the desert.
Okay.
But yes, this continues on. A bit more questions get answered. After everything kind of dies on originally, Faust goes, I guess I'll answer the question. And Octavius, right! That's also how you get away with it! Everyone always derails it! Faust's like,
Oh yeah.
and you see just the blonde woman just pointing just at the elf suddenly. And Faust goes, right, I'm trying to remedy that. Something loud upstairs.
So
Nice.
Faust, I mean, I'm kind of curious. Who was the dude who betrayed y'all? I hear all these stories from Dad, but I haven't necessarily. I kind of want,
And
I
we
gotta
derailed
you
you.
know,
No, I gotta go find his name.
like who was it? Like how exactly it
he-
happened? Because I have
Can
a
you show
general
him
idea.
A picture from his
Yeah.
memory in his head.
It wouldn't affect anything, but it could. But he's this is actually he does after you go derailing. He goes, it does technically have a point to the story.
Oh.
His name was ACL Prodator.
ACL Prodator. All right.
He was the general, captain, sergeant, whatever rank you feel like giving him, over our little guerrilla operation.
Okay. So how does that? I mean, like I have a general idea how he betrayed y'all, but like what?
He was captured in exchange for political amnesty and a key position in the surrender / treaty between Lecia and Sir Shell. He betrayed the three of us. The three of us became the war criminals.
Annabelle, is she unknown or what? I don't remember.
The three of us were sent to different parts of the world.
Okay. So no,
I-
nothing on Annabelle then.
I was sent to the Strand. Jasper apparently to the Rada. I can only assume she was sent into the Eves.
Oh.
Normally a death sentence for an outsider, especially one with a certain type of skill set from Shaman Shell. And apparently it was meant to be a death sentence for most of us. According to Luke.
Seems that way.
Jasper's dead. I don't know about Annabelle. I found myself depressed and separated from my family, and so I decided to go on a nice suicide march into the Underdark.
That worked for you.
87 years of killing doesn't do much for the soul,
Just growing.
Not really.
so I decided to do something for it. I came up and tried to find religion. And there's a small laugh in all of your heads.
Mm.
And it's not like an evil one. It's more of just like a chuckle.
Like,
Like one of those like hearty, like, yeah,
Was it
kind of chuckles.
REM? REM comes in my head a little bit.
Talk
Bad
about eye
religion.
movement.
Bad religion.
Yeah.
By REM.
Oh, right. But he goes, he at first claimed, I didn't lie. You'll hear in your all in your heads. Because now Faustus seems to be, Dame seems to be involved in your conversation.
He always said claimed.
That if I found the right people, if we found the right place, then I could find a redemption. And lo and behold, I've apparently found the right people, found the right place, and have now burned down 3 temples. And Tim goes, that wasn't really in the script. That was all you guys.
fair enough.
And that stupid storm.
Faust goes, right.
Yep.
And you see Faust look to Carradine. There's,
Stupid storm.
there's no apparent reason for it. Just,
Do I notice it?
he's not subtle.
Fair enough. So where are we at this point? Then?
You're approaching evening. The hour is getting darker. you know you only have a couple more hours, like maybe an hour or two before you will have to settle down, and from there you know you'll be about a half day's journey from most of your memories, and you know where these bandits are as well from just avoiding them.
Yeah.
They're not exactly the most subtle bandits for those who know this desert. But yeah, so after that answer, the trip settles down a bit. You go to talk to Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
After
we
everything
had-
kind of everything
We had a
kind of.
little bit of a conversation
Yeah.
beforehand.
Oh, okay.
I was asking him about
While we're walking,
the corpses and
Well, if you want to give your answer
Yeah.
for everyone.
basically just stated that it's a practical solution. Given our last fight, we tend to be outnumbered a bit too often, so evening odds and watching the performance of our deer punching bag over here, I got an idea.
Maybe we can have new punching bags.
Yeah.
All right. So the conversation happens, and then right before night falls, you do see, just because the group can see when people shift, Taylor actually falls or moves up to Faust, and there's another awkward exchange before they separate again.
Can I attempt to listen in?
Sure. Roll a perception.
Yay!
Go for eavesdropping.
15.
Okay, that's enough. I mean, let's see. Actually, realistically, they're both very stealthy individuals.
Yes, they are. And I have no additives.
Well, it's a natural 18 and a natural 17. So
Yeah, I don't hear nothing.
you attempt to, and you hear bits and pieces. You get there was one moment early on where Taylor mentions losing a family. You catch that little bit, and you realize what the talk is probably about, but you hear none of the details. Right, and
Super awkward.
it's a couple-minute conversation, and they separate again.
Okay.
And then night falls, and you know there hasn't been any other tracks or trails. There hasn't even been movement amongst the sand as you walked.
I'll take the first watch. I don't mind.
I'll take the first watch.
No.
My skeletons have been commanded to watch.
Okay.
Hold
And
on.
Do you
Who can
re-up the
see in the
spell?
dark?
I use so basically,
Everyone except you and Taylor, because Anna goes, apparently.
Dang it.
so before every rest, I'm gonna be.
I still don't want the
casting-
two of you on watch.
I cast Animate Dead to re-up the spell, and I use the Pearl of Power because it cools down every dawn.
No handshakes.
Fine.
So
And what happens if we handshake in the bubble?
what?
You will kill all of us. Maybe.
However, okay, so unless something wants to be talked about at night, it is actually a quiet night.
Okay.
So I wasn't gonna bother with perception rolls for this particular evening.
So I was actually going to directly contact Faust.
Well, as you both are keeping watch, and your potential antics begin
we
to
just going
happen.
back and forth.
Right. As you taunt him to try to get him to use his hand, and you are tempted to use it,
What was that look for earlier?
you remember, I was there. Dan has a sick sense of
Oh,
humor.
you actually were there?
Yes.
Ooh. So yeah.
What?
I understand. Not the boat, but the other thing.
Wait, what?
He says, I understand. Not about the boat, but about that time. And he's referring to when you were both talking with Diane.
Okay. Yeah. The boat was an accident.
You have a lot of those. Try not to do it anymore.
I've learned my lesson.
Right. And so the two of them have been whispering currently while you guys are having this conversation about trying to get Krullick to potentially pat Taylor on the back with his hand.
Catching rocks, throwing rocks.
Right, doing things like that. Your conversation about that leads to it's a resolution
Should I kill
of,
everyone?
yes, don't bother.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, stop whispering now. You guys can actually
I
talk.
didn't know if you
Well,
guys were still
we're,
talking.
on, we're on watch. We got
Right.
Yeah,
Keep
we're
it
not.
close.
But
we're
stage
trying to
whisper.
Stage whisper, yep.
Your guys' antics are only funny if they can be heard.
Correct.
Well, they're funny to me.
Yeah.
funny to
But-
me.
Yeah, we're laughing. So. That's all that
Well,
matters.
last bit of the antics was I heard Hugh offering to take his hand and tapping Taylor with it. Do you?
I'm just saying.
and I
I'm
said no.
Okay.
I'm still all about cutting your hand off and giving you my ring, so
I'm
I can
still
keep your hand.
all about keeping the hand that I have.
It'll
'cause I
grow
like
back.
It. Not the same length.
Yeah, it does. It just
Yes,
slightly
I
different
know.
color.
And after you've kind of lost focus on the conversation, this
And
is
it-
the conversation that you're hearing from them.
It's a slightly like you see
Yeah.
the
Any
fingers.
trees around?
Well, this is Silver Tree, but
Oh,
I might have got you in real trouble. However,
I mean,
He is so weak, I wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't survive a touch of the hand.
That's-
Or he would, and I make him more powerful.
Yeah.
well, hey, so it's a 50. You could be helping him.
I could be.
Think
helping
about
him.
this. You're giving
Silver
him
Tree,
a
do you
buff.
want to take a coin toss?
he is asleep at the moment.
He is
However,
asleep.
So how about let me choose
Ooh.
for him? I'll be his
You're
liaison.
gonna choose yes, no matter what.
so the thing is, as you have bantered throughout,
That's what makes me a great
as the
liaison.
shift does end, you do technically get to choose who you're gonna have keep watch afterwards, because no one offered.
Ooh. Let's flip a coin, and we'll call heads, and you'll call heads or tails.
If it's heads,
He
wake
does.
him up with your hand.
Yes. If it's tails, I give him the option of whether or not. he
Is
wants to
odd
do
or
it.
even heads?
Odd as heads.
That's even. That's a 6.
So I'll give him the option still, but I'm not gonna wake him up with it. You lost fair and square.
Yeah, you flip a coin and it does land not the way you want. Unless you want to try a sleight of hand.
I mean, I do have
I
dice.
flipped the
oh,
coin.
it's a dice.
You flipped the coin?
Yes.
Okay.
Fair enough. I got
So
by.
yeah,
Yeah,
you are
so I go
awoken.
over, and you feel Krellick's hand. You don't know which one it is at first, though, so I don't know how you wake up to that.
Well, he probably wouldn't know it was you if you're just getting woken up.
I'm like, hey, it's me,
Big
Krellick.
meaty hand.
Yeah, it's an orc hand.
Yeah, it's all
I just
half work hand.
I just grab it and start feeling for which thumb is there. Oh, okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
here's the
Yeah.
thing, though. It's like a 50-50 shot. I could make you better. You saw what I did to the stone. That was a
Yeah.
really smart sandstone before Karen had destroyed it.
And you don't know the
Yeah.
context of this. He just starts talking about, hey, it's a 50-50. Because you didn't hear the previous
Please
context.
stop touching me.
This could help you. This could help you.
It makes it so you don't go down all the time.
Yeah, it could make it so that you have something good for it, but it also could cast Flame Strike on you.
And we're in a bubble, so I don't know if it would wrap around inside the
It
bubble.
wouldn't
that
work,
would be-
yeah.
Or like I don't know
No,
how.
no, any
it would
magic
still
cast
happen.
within the bubble works.
Can't extend past it, so it doesn't come down.
No, that's
on
what I'm
the
saying. Because if it was like a
It-
pillar,
it
wouldn't it like
originates from
wrap
my hand.
around?
bubble. Yeah.
Which is inside the bubble.
Yeah.
So wouldn't
But-
it like wrap
so-
around inside the bubble?
It depends on the spell.
Yeah, it
Flame
really
Strike
does.
you might actually be protected from.
Yeah.
Wall of Fire might wrap around.
Well, fire would suck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it can't. The
76.
bubble will contain it.
So here's the thing. I've only seen 2 bad things happen to it. Happen from it.
Through it.
Through it, yes. The rest has actually been pretty beneficial. You might be able to fly.
Yo, that'd be pretty sick. Can you imagine flying? You could fly and smoke your cigarette.
Although the oxygen, the higher you get.
Hey,
Okay.
I'd rather not die right now.
you won't
You
die.
won't die from it.
The worst, you'll take a little bit of damage. It might burn you.
You might take some of them
Itsy
off,
bit.
but it doesn't take much. As I told you earlier, probably.
What like the worst that happens is you might catch on fire.
So is anyone else awake at this time?
No,
please?
it's just the 3 of you.
Just the 3 of us.
It's just you and the peer pressure twins.
Told you
I
we shouldn't
promise
have
you,
watched
if
it
something
again.
bad happens, Faust will heal you.
Yeah. He's pretty reliable for that.
Yeah.
Did you not see him in the? I mean, he kept bringing you back up. You kept going down and up. So you know
It's
you
just,
won't die.
It's just a little test. Come on.
No,
Come on.
no,
Come
Please.
on.
no,
Please,
Please.
come on.
Just real quick.
no. Turn away.
Oh great.
Wow.
Then it was-
Do you actually do it? Okay. Roll percent. Roll to hit.
Roll to hit. Okay.
Yeah.
He is
yeah.
prone, however, so you have advantage.
Okay.
And his AC is not good.
13 plus. What do I add? For just my hand?
Proficiency plus, I'm going to say, Dex for this one.
I mean, his back is to you too.
Right. That's why he has advantage.
19?
Okay, yeah, you tap him. Roll your percentiles. I gave you the shot that he missed.
41. That wasn't bad when I touched the wall.
Yeah, no, you did hit a 41 earlier. I remember the 41.
The 41.
Okay, so all of a sudden you feel this hand hit you, and you are like, "Oh crap!" And you go to turn, and all of a sudden you're not touching the ground, and you kind of float up, and you kind of hit the top. Actually, yeah, the bubble doesn't contain anyone from inside it, so yeah, you're levitating a few feet above the ground.
See, wasn't that bad? Now
Look
you
at
got
you
better
go.
You
perception for your watch.
can't really control yourself.
Now you have a preferred watch position, though. You can see at the vantage point.
Wait, we gotta make sure that someone has like
Does he
feather
know?
fall or
Does he
something.
know how to like control the levitate, or is he just gonna like subconsciously move this guy around while he's on watch?
So what happens when
Oh, hold on.
You don't
let
know
me
you can move him.
Arcana? Wait, Arcana, please Arcana.
roll an Arcana and let me. Please, Arcana.
22?
It's not bad.
You know, but give me a second.
Our resident fighter
So what happens
rogue
is,
magician.
so here's the issue.
Here's the issue.
You don't actually have control of it. He rises 20 feet into the air, out of the bubble, and then just hangs
But
there.
I know that I should be able to control it.
No, there's no control. It's just an object goes up to 20 feet. You don't have control. It always
So
maxes
he's
out.
just
Okay.
hanging out at 20
So
feet.
so that you tap him, and then as you raise your hand, he comes up, and you're like, and you just go up through the bubble, and you're now just 20 feet,
Just burp to come down.
flailing in the air.
How long does this last for? Do we know?
You don't know.
Do I still have my blanket around
Wait,
me?
he cast.
Yes.
Wait,
Just,
so it's levitate though,
I
right?
resign myself to this.
Yeah,
This
you
is your
can
fault.
only control yourself by pulling or
It's
pushing
not a
off
bad
of
thing,
things.
though. I didn't kill
I
you.
just read it.
see?
Alright, so who else do we wake up
I
for
don't
watch
know.
then?
That's a bit more in depth. In fact,
Not
he has,
Taylor.
there's a save to it too.
I don't know.
Not like this.
Taylor's reaction would be pretty funny.
Actually,
To wake up.
Not.
No, not with your hand. No.
Just
I'm not trying to die. Like, we're not waking up Taylor with
He's a
a
grumpy
hand.
floater.
I don't like this.
It could have been much worse. Okay?
You know, yeah.
actually, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, is this determine if he's actually floating or not?
Yeah. He might.
16.
Your
What do you get,
spell
Ray?
save DC
You gotta roll a
is.
DC on that.
What's your proficiency?
4,
And what's your intelligence?
3.
So what happens is, as you start, you immediately kind of fall back down.
Mm.
Like,
No.
you feel the effect happen to you, and then, like, as you jerk, you don't actually float away, but you feel the intended effect.
I'm still not happy.
It wouldn't have been bad, man. You could have just let it happen. Would have been in the air.
Hands, you would have had a great watch position. And you have a bow, too, so you can sit up there and
Yeah.
snipe people.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So-
No.
Snipe and
He
beef
doesn't
snipe.
have enough control over it.
Okay.
So for the future,
And you
though,
can
now
only move
you know
yourself
it's not all
vertically.
bad.
Oh, that'd be
Some
awesome.
stuff's
Can you
bad.
imagine?
Yeah, he doesn't
Also,
have
for
that
my
control.
Arcana check, do I
Well, if
know
you do it
kind
You
of-
do
if you do it balefully, you have control, but in his case, he doesn't.
No,
Just
it's-
write
well,
down
you
every
can only
percentage.
control their up or down.
Yeah.
But
If I roll
he
high
has it's a
enough
different
on
thing
it.
for
Yeah,
him.
I know.
so-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Alright, so who else are we waking up to watch?
but yeah. So yeah, you've just been
Woken for
touched
watch.
rudely.
Not rudely. Well,
He
it was
turned his
rude when I
back
did
to
it.
us.
I'd call that rude.
So I don't know. Are you vocal about any of
Yeah,
this?
that was a
Is the question. Like,
bit of an
or
offensive.
did you take this quietly?
It wasn't bad, man.
Because you were suddenly like almost lifted up. You felt the weightlessness for a second.
Yes, you
before
almost got
you,
a better vantage point for your
Yeah,
watch.
dude,
And you refused it.
You know, testing is all well and good when
I
it's
test
not
on
me.
myself a lot. All right, here.
roll
Oh my
percentiles.
God.
I'm trying to prove a point
You
to
are-
him.
Yep. Roll
Oh my
percentiles.
If the-
91.
Oh my god.
Oh, I think I remember 91.
is this the...
No, no, it might be much worse.
Shaggy?
Wait, what if I cast Dominate Person on myself? Is it DM takes control?
No.
Because he's the one that controls my spells?
No.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Hold on.
19 on my Arcana check, though, by the way.
No, this is the bedlam.
This, yes, is the Bedlam.
We're never going to be allowed to stand watch together, bud.
No, that's okay. This was worth it.
You just confirmed my suspicions.
Okay. You touch yourself and feel sick to your stomach.
Do I get a con save?
You need to make a con save.
Can I use the one I just rolled for my Arcana?
Nope. Con save.
13.
Fail.
Dang it.
Con save.
Dang it.
Oh.
That one.
Fail. Con save.
17.
Just pass. You successfully stave off contagion.
Oh.
Do I know what it is though? Because my Arcana check.
You just feel sick to your stomach, and for about 20 seconds, you're just like, and then you just kind of like fades. You're like, well, that one's bad. You know it's bad.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Be glad I didn't touch you with that one. All right.
Contagion do?
Okay, for those at home who don't know, and the reason he had to roll 3 constitutions is that so that you were poisoned, and at the end of the next 3 rounds, you have to make a constitution save. If if the target is on 3 of these saves, there's okay. At the end of each of the poison target's turns, the target must take a Constitution saving throw. If the target succeeds on 3 of these saves, it is no longer poisoned. If the target fails 3, never mind. Roll until you fail or succeed. So roll another one.
In a row.
I'm sorry. I
It's
wanted to know what
just-
it does.
I failed.
What was it?
2.
Yeah.
So that's 3
Never
fails.
mind. So you don't shake it off. Target fails 3 of these saves. The target is no longer poisoned, but choose one of these diseases.
Oh.
Do I get to choose?
Nope.
No,
Oh,
as
no.
he drops the dice.
All right. Suddenly, you have a seizure.
Cool.
Oh,
So you touch yourself, you feel sick to your stomach, and then all of a sudden it's like the sickness goes away. And you're like, and you legitimately
Really
have
Faust up
a
right now.
seizure. Faust. Yeah. Faust. By the way,
So-
he has a seizure and it wakes up
Everybody's
everybody. Yes.
What's happening?
What disease did he get?
So you
The
have a
orc
seizure,
is
and for
shaking.
the next 7 days, if this isn't cured, you have disadvantage on any dex checks, dex saving throws, or attack
I love
rolls
it.
using dexterity.
Pretty tame for a 7-day seizure, though.
Well, it's
7
It's,
days.
you have a seizure, but it's you basically have minor seizures for the next 7 days. Oh, jeez. Honestly, you're not gonna lie. That's not one of the worst you could have gotten.
No.
Oh no.
That's actually pretty.
That was actually one of the
lucky.
luckiest of that grouping you could have gotten.
Can I choose what disease?
Bad.
It didn't sound good.
So, congratulations. Now you do know what it is.
Sweet.
But yeah, so you wake Faust, and everyone wakes up
Everyone
as Koa's
else.
like seizing, and then he kind of stops, and he just like has tremors like throughout his body. And you kind of look up, and everyone now standing above you as you see the product of his own.
What happened?
He put his left hand on his chest.
What else happened?
That's what,
Yes.
that's what happened.
There was that.
They were
Oh.
trying to convince me to let him touch me. They thought I would get better or something.
Well, you never know. A test subject is human trials are definitely worth it.
No, they're not.
No. We need to get you a.
I don't condone animal trials. Straight to human trials. All right.
Well, Taylor kind of goes, well, what's going on?
Well, nothing
No
happened to
idea.
him. I don't know. He touched his chest. They fell on the ground. He started having a
Can I
seizure.
talk or no?
Not at the moment.
He started
Okay.
shaking.
Like next thing you know, he's just having a seizure on the ground. So I woke Faust up. Which
Would we know what a
every-
seizure is?
Yes, it's a common enough disease that it's a spell effect. So I'm gonna go with
Okay.
yeah. And yeah, seems to be having a seizure on the ground. And
And-
Faust goes, I don't have anything to remove disease right now. Taylor goes, I do, but I'm tempted to let him wallow in his stupidity.
You know,
I kind of agree.
it's kind
Kind
I
of.
would argue with
Maybe.
that, but it's we both kind of deserve it. Luckily, it's him though.
Taylor looks to you and goes, he seems to have been trying to mess with you, according to his admission.
Yes.
So I'll let you choose. You want me to heal him now? As you're he's just seizing on the ground.
Really? No, nothing to cure diseases? Nothing at all?
Do you have a spell prepared that has cure disease?
No.
Taylor currently is the only one that has a remedy prepared.
She's giving you the choice.
I have a
Give it-
remedy. You can't really have a seizure when your statistics are completely replaced by frogs.
Yes,
The
again.
disease is still there.
It's there
Fair
for
enough.
7 days.
Seizing frog.
At least he wouldn't be like conscious during the seizure.
I mean, and you looked at, and the thing is, his eyes are
7
actually open. He's like
days.
semi-conscious of this
He's
conversation.
like looking
Yeah.
at Kevin like, oh god.
So, yeah, really,
I mean, it'd be hard to sleep with him like in the bubble right now, though.
Yeah.
So
we can move him.
I would say, guys, like, come on, guys. Like, he was trying to prove a point over here to Silver Tree. Like, we should get him up.
and Taylor's like, "What point? That he can debilitate himself because he wipes with the wrong hand?"
Oh, I feel like that should be every time he uses the bathroom, a 50-50 chance in case he forgets.
He's actually a really intelligent
Yeah, he's
person,
fine.
so it's not something he easily forgets.
So, but if he rolls like a nat 1 or something, like, he
However,
Wild magic.
Taylor makes this point.
Yeah.
It's just like,
well, I'm not really sure, but
see, I
You
blame you. I mean, he's not helpful, but he's at least having a consequence.
okay. Well, I didn't tell him to touch his chest. I told him to touch him. I didn't tell him to touch his chest.
So much touching between you guys.
17 Arcana check. I know what the spell is.
Do
I
mean,
do I know what the spell is?
You know that there's a magical disease that's been placed on him.
Okay.
Like, the thing is, you know that almost every magical disease like this, once it's a disease, it's no longer magic.
Yeah.
Meaning, you can't just dispel it.
No, I'm not looking to dispel it.
Yeah.
Um,
And Faust made the same kind of check.
so,
That's
can I make a medicine check to figure out
yeah,
what it is?
go
Alright.
for it.
Didn't work. Oh, another 10. Okay. That's an 11.
You know it's a seizure.
Alright.
And you've heard of seizures. You don't know if that's a part of a different disease.
Yeah.
But that's the symptom he's dealing with
Well,
at the
I
moment.
mean, yeah. I mean, I don't really have any defense. That's what happened. We were shenanigans on watch. Got bored. You know
Yeah.
how it is.
Can't imagine he'll be like great dealing
Hey,
with
it's
this.
prob-
I
I
don't want to
mean,
wake up
is
to
it-
him dead.
Think about it this way.
Anna
If
goes,
we do fight,
are we really arguing about whether or not to help him?
I mean,
Really?
I mean, think about it. If we fight the bandits and he's like this, that's probably not beneficial to us.
Your voice does not matter right now. Mrs. Taylor, make a decision. Faust goes, no. Here's the thing. If he makes the decision, points to you, if you make the decision not to heal him, you, and him are outside, and you guys got to keep watch on him then. Outside the bubble so the rest of us can sleep in peace. Taylor's like, good point.
No, I agree.
Kind of cold outside right now.
If he's,
Yeah,
about,
heal him. Whatever.
if he's about to suffocate, heal him.
And you're sitting there this whole time. You're aware of this. Like, the initial seizure that knocked you down
Yeah.
has been slowly fading.
Right, but it's like still.
It's still kind of incapacitated you at
Yeah.
the moment. And so she uses lay on of hands, uses
Yep.
the 5 points, cures the disease.
Yep.
So you stop shaking.
That was my bad.
She
it
pops
was.
up. Charles goes, I'm real tempted to let him cut that off now.
All right.
Can I?
No more shenanigans. Sorry.
You wouldn't be able to keep it.
No.
It's
But
still work.
what if it regrew when his new left
Do
hand
you
worked?
trust that with DIM?
No.
This is the first time you've heard that name.
I mean, think about it. Like, what if we had 2 hands that could do this then? Like, because what if his new hand
But
regrew and he
here's
could
the-
do it?
I
Here's
was
the
like,
thing,
I don't
though.
trust one of them in existence.
Yeah.
We don't
I-
need this to be some new magical
Here's-
artifact.
Here's the
But
thing.
it could.
Ooh, the hand of Krullik. That does
This
sound.
is awesome.
I think I did
Oh.
something bad.
Really, come on.
Does that pop into mind any other
You
artifacts?
can roll a d20.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you've heard of a couple different ones. There are several hands that, from wizards or other effects, that have been removed from said wizard but still hold magic.
And my face just go, no.
No?
No.
I'm gonna pull him. Come on, bud.
Do you want me to recount some of those stories?
Make a
It'd be
wisdom
nice before
save.
bedtime.
A wisdom save.
Make a wisdom save.
Unless it's gonna give me bad dreams.
10 plus 14.
Okay, so all of a sudden he goes, "Come here, bud," and he's gone.
He's gone or I'm gone.
So you are all of a sudden, you're like, "Come here, bud," and then all of a sudden everything's gone, and you are just seeing like a vast, like almost like starry darkness, and you're just floating, and you're just kind of
See, that's why you choose your friends correctly.
like looking around like,
They leave you wherever you
just like you have no idea where you are. You're not in any danger. There's no like you don't even feel hungry. You don't even feel the need to breathe. You're just existing. You're just like, and then Faust goes, "Stop."
I know I don't get a defense here, but what I casted on him wasn't bad. That's what the point I was trying to prove.
I'm not
It's
even saying
always
you can't
bad.
use it. If you really feel the need to, I'm not going to stop you. Stop being tempted to get it cut off and stop just touching everything.
Okay, I was only tempted to get it cut off once.
Right, and I'm nipping that in the bud now.
Speaking through my mind,
Fine.
hand acrylic. Hand acrylic.
None of you hear nothing, and they don't hear anything. You're on a different plane of existence at the moment.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know what happened.
I
And-
won't cut off my hand. That's never really been an option. It just sounded nice.
That's the part I don't understand.
It's just it just sounded cool, but I'm not gonna lose my hand. I like my hand too much.
And as you're finishing that sentence, all of a sudden, you come back, everything's back, and you're like,
Yo, what just happened? That was wild.
that's what happens when you annoy me.
Oh. Okay then.
Stop trying to cut off a hand.
He gets the hand back. Dude,
I
he,
don't care.
I'm just
That's a
saying,
no.
Bad
like, think
stories.
about the benefits of having this.
Well,
Well,
the one
and then,
that springs to
as you
mind
say that,
first.
he's talking about, he asks about, wait, what's a bad hand? And he tells the
I-
hand of whichever one you feel like.
Vecna,
Sure.
which is probably the worst hand in existence.
It's a roll of religion, actually, because it's technically one of those deities that isn't everyone, doesn't
All of
have
us, or-
everyone know. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
You've heard of it through this story, but this is not a deity that
15?
most people know the name
I got
of.
21.
Heard the name and know a little bit more.
19.
Heard the name and know a little bit more.
I don't know anything about it, so
Yeah, I know. I'll explain it.
7.
That's a lot for Faust and 15 for.
We stuck it on a
Anna.
long stick.
So
We
Vecna,
So-
can hope
the
stuff.
Lich
so-
God became a god.
So you and
No,
Anna, have heard the name. Taylor just looks at you blankly, like whatever. The rest of you know that Vecna is a. Well, you've heard the name as well. I think yours is 15 as well.
I've rolled a 7.
7. Oh, never mind. So you've never
No.
heard of Vecna either. But for the rest of you, then, you know that Vecna is some kind of evil deity slash maybe not full deity of secrets, murder, bad things, magic. That has you don't know. You've never heard of the Hand of Vecna, except actually apparently Faust, who rolled a natural 20. So
You have to roll a nat 20
to
know.
understand what he knows.
Yeah.
To know the deity, like I said, you understand
yeah.
that it's very secret. You've heard of a cult of Vecna. It was kicked out of the Rada sometime when you were a child, actually.
Okay.
So
It's
Vecna
been
has a
replaced
special
by
hand
the Church of Aldamra.
Vecna has a very scary hand.
that does.
Basically takes over your body.
And it holds magical effects. You hear Faust talk about, you're surprised that Faust seems to know. Yeah, it's one of those rumors in the Underdark.
And it's one part of 2.
I think there's also maybe an eye to it, but
Yeah, that's what I remember.
So
let me put it this way: you cut your hand off, and it ends up turning into something like that, and we have to kill you with it, and that's a whole thing that I don't feel like dealing with.
Yeah, and you basically turn into the what is it? Was it the scion of the Lich God?
I don't know that part. All I know is hands being cut off of people that have magical abilities tend not to be good.
Gotcha.
Most people who have their hands cut off that have innate magic in that hand don't tend to be good. break the mold. Also, don't get your hand cut off.
I'm saying you just told me to break the mold.
Yeah,
Right.
break the
Of
mold.
being a good
Don't
guy.
get your hand cut off.
Make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Gone. Gone.
Oh, that's great.
He'll be back in about 45 seconds. Any of you, especially you, play with that idea any longer,
I'm not playing
and I'm
with
gonna
that
make
yet.
disappearing a lot more permanent for somebody.
Okay.
And then you come back.
well, that was rude.
Rude begets rude.
I'm not rude. I'm very friendly.
Taylor's like, you really need to
Good
know your
night.
limits.
Good
That's
night.
my one warning to you ever.
Yeah.
Anna's like,
Really do.
Anna actually comes up and like, I understand that you have some weird want to do this, but maybe put the sociopath away for the night and go to bed.
Bedtime.
Good idea.
So, does anyone else want, now that everyone's awake, is there anyone who wanted to have a conversation during a watch, potentially?
I'm going to bed. I just have
Yeah,
to watch.
you
Yeah.
and Reynolds are both out of it. Just
Yeah, I'm going back to bed.
I'm on
Yeah.
watch.
Silvertree decides to be on watch.
I'll be on watch with him.
Okay. And then throughout the night, unless another conversation happens, the night passes relatively unhindered any longer. But the behind the camera girl is very judgmental of this exchange.
But that was a good exchange.
It was something.
Fun.
I think Krillic and I are gonna be good friends.
Kevin has some ideas with a hand, but doesn't vocalize them.
What?
Kevin has
Yeah,
ideas
it's
with a
probably a
hand.
bad idea to vocalize them anytime.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
the next
after I
48
got just
hours.
disappeared for the
Yeah.
mentioning.
Yeah, no, that was as a DM. That's something that I'm very aware, including your new hobby,
Yeah.
would have had a very dangerous outcome potentially on this cut
The
hand.
hand.
No, you just stick the hand onto a skeletal. Basically, instead of the skeletal hand, you just pop on the
He's gonna
fletching hand.
basically graft a golem that could then.
I like it.
Yeah.
Suicide.
Hold the hand.
Run up
Giving
and
my
grab
fucking
him.
hand to a skeleton. He died once because he sucked. So
Okay. Going off the meta of
Alright.
that though.
Continuing on.
Continuing on into the morning, where you did not have the most restful night even after going to sleep, Silvertree, as the paranoia kind of sets in. You have realized that there's at least a couple, at least trying to protect you people in the group, or at least relatively sane, but it's not the most comforting to know that.
I'm trying to
just not
protect him.
sane.
I just
Just not sane.
I'm
Right.
just a very inquisitive person.
Now,
I'm curious George,
Calm meta.
except curious
So-
Reynolds.
I can't believe you cast Contagion on yourself.
That's wonderful.
So funny.
Hey, you thought it was gonna be uneventful, but you put us on watch together.
That was probably the third or fourth worst thing you can do. There's more worse on this, but
No, I know that.
there's so much better you could have done. Okay. But yeah, so the morning comes, the bubble drops, your guards that were just lying in the sand get up dusty. Their new hours spent out in the desert have led to, desiccation.
Yep.
They're turning more into mummies than skeletons at this point.
Yeah, I'll clean
Well,
up
if
as
it
best I
continues.
can. Try to reduce the smell best I can.
Well, actually, thankfully, hot, humid air
Yeah.
actually does reduce the smell quite a bit. Not humid, dry air.
Hot dry.
Not humid.
Yep.
Hot,
I
dry
was gonna
air.
say, hot humid air. That's like the
No,
opposite.
no. Sorry, I meant to say dry, but
Arid.
Yeah.
arid. Yes, it basically makes
Yeah.
it so the decay doesn't happen as easily.
Yeah.
However, avoiding the science of the
Also,
nastiness of
I've,
what this
I've
is
since removed their markings.
with prestidigitation and
Yeah.
stuff.
I also just don't want anyone to be like, yeah, you
Takes effort,
Marking
but it does.
scrub.
It is not the easiest. Thank you. Not the easiest thing to do because it's actually pretty deeply inset.
Yeah.
Actually, as you attempt to do it, I need you to roll. What is this check gonna be? I'm just gonna give you a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a.
It's a spell-like ability, by the way. It's not charm though, so no, you don't have advantage. So
It's
yeah.
a 12.
It's 12. All right. So as you go to kind of just destroy this marking of Hextor, this god that already hates you,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a backlash. So as you go to, you feel this like scratching in your head. You're like, it doesn't do any damage, but it gives you a nasty headache
Oh, joy.
as you get rid of it. And you're like, ow. So yeah, you have a headache after you did it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, you can still do it to other stuff. It doesn't seem to be damaging, just
Yeah.
painful.
I'll give it another. I'm not walking around with a bunch of like reanimated Hextor paladins. Like.
Yeah, each time it's a wisdom. Sometimes you get a massive headache, sometimes you don't. And when you get the headache, it basically stops you.
Yeah.
So you've gotten a couple of the paladins done, but not all of them.
Okay.
But yeah, so this next day as you're going,
How many paladins do we have following us?
4. Well, 2 cantilevers and 2 paladins.
and there's still one in the bag.
Jeez.
Two in
What-
the bag, actually.
How's this
I think.
I
bag
think so,
work? It's like it's just a magical bag that you put
It,
stuff
there's
in?
technically a space in which it can hold only a certain amount. There is some leeway to that because dead bodies don't care how much space they have. The thing is, it's technically without air, without food, and things like that. So the bag of holding would kill any living thing in there.
But it's dead.
Right. So he has a bag of holding that basically is empty outside of just basically he has a magic, like a magician trick hat where instead of playing rabbits,
He pulls dead bodies.
yeah.
Or some kind
You're
of
a
morbid
freak.
ventriloquism.
Whatever's
Well, he doesn't really
whatever's
shove his
necessary.
hand.
Shows his hand in the bag.
It's true.
No, I turned it inside out.
Yep.
Just dumps the wall.
Yep.
So where are we going now?
So, the mountains, you're approaching the mountains. The mountains are actually very steep, and you're noticing in the far distance to the west, because as you've come up here, you do notice the green hills in the distance of Lechia, which tells you that you're getting close. It's a couple hours in the morning of this next day.
And we're staying away from that.
You do know the bandits are somewhere in a cave near that border, though.
If staying along the border should be alright, right? As long as we don't go
Kill
too
that
far.
one weird dude that's not
As-
this with all of his.
As
horsemen.
long as we don't go over there, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
All the king's horses and all the king's men.
The noble that guards the border had a small scuffle with us.
Oh, that
Yeah.
man. Nice.
And obviously, I bring up my Phantom Steed again, as per usual.
We're
You do it
not
justice.
in his good graces completely.
Okay.
He passed his test. But his test was
We
killing
did
two
kill
sons.
two of his
Yeah.
relatives, sons, grandchildren, something. I didn't quite get it.
That
Yeah.
tends to make people pretty upset.
He did
He
Well,
tell
you'd
us
be
to do it.
surprised. He was actually kind
He
of.
was like, hey,
Calm
fight these
about
two
it.
kids. And then we're like, alright.
Yeah, Anna seems real confused by the whole situation. With, yeah, you seemed really like okay. Even
Nonchalant about
kind
one
of
his own-
asked after one surrendered to kill him anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe just pointed at him.
Got that gist? Yeah.
Daddy issues.
They're all weird.
Let's is weird.
We should just stay away from him though.
Okay. Alright.
I don't want to end up fighting two more.
So searching for the bandits then, boys.
On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place.
The definition of
Love
Lechia.
it.
A couple people, 2 or 3, roll me a perception. Whoever feels like looking out for
Nope.
the bandits.
Oh, look out. So
Nat
10
one.
plus. So I have 18.
Don't forget reliable.
Either?
So you got what?
18.
18, 15? You,
I have a headache still.
yeah, it's distracting. It's the heat
Heat and the
plus
headache.
that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, not a good day.
Nope.
However, let me double check that actually.
Oh, what I'm gonna do with my skeletons too is they're gonna be leading the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't the most stealthy. And they're not the most fast. So unfortunately, you are slowed a little bit.
Yeah.
However, the two of you, as you're kind of looking out there, you do see. It looks like somebody didn't quite. Isn't as stealthy as compatriots because you see only one when normally when everyone else has experienced these bandits throughout. I've always seen them in small groups. but only one. You see one kind of like get up a little too quickly and then run down a dune.
So we spot the general direction.
You spot the general direction.
where
It's
the
a bit.
motion.
It's more north than it is west, but yeah, it's only maybe 10 minutes out. Like not that far away.
So we relay this information, obviously.
Well,
Bust down the front door.
where?
We
Well,
should probably scout a little bit before we just go all in. You know,
I'll
it's
leave
a
it to you
general
guys.
consent. General idea.
Oh, doesn't that you get to do something with that, right? Did you turn into something last time?
Oh yeah, I can turn to. I mean, I have to attune myself to my cloak. I'm not attuned to it anymore.
oh, do you not have it on?
No, I have my bracers, my sword, and my glasses.
Gotcha. So he's not attuned to it anymore.
So I'd have to take. I mean, if we want to take an hour, I can change it, and it also takes dim light. So
Right. As you look up at the
Yeah.
sun,
Yeah.
the mountain doesn't really, at the moment, isn't casting a
or
shadow.
I'd probably have to be on the other side or something.
Um,
Because if we're on the
Taylor goes, we could also just follow them back.
yeah, I mean, I've got a high. I'm pretty stealthy. Faust
Yeah,
seems
stealthy
pretty
man.
stealthy.
Yeah.
We'll
We
follow
we
you
got
in
we
the
got a few
distance.
rogues in the party. It seems. Homeboy over here, he's an elf.
He's a elf.
Yeah,
Goes, well, he's half elf.
half elf.
Faust goes, we're not exactly the most stealthy with any gestures to your
Well, yeah.
little paladin march
Well, that's the point.
happening.
That's the point of scouting, right? You send a few people out to scout the area, figure it out.
Well, let's get a bit closer and then do that, sure. Because we are still quite a distance out from where you pointed.
No,
Yeah.
I concur.
We're not gonna be as fast, but we have disposable appointment, so we're good.
So yeah, you travel at least a few minutes closer to that area. I'll let you guys decide when you decide you want to have scouts go out.
Peel off.
Right. How do you want to split the party?
I'm staying behind.
Yeah, who are the stealthy people? Okay, me.
The most
That'll help.
stealthy would probably be Krellick, Taylor, Faust, yourself, and Silvertree.
I'm not extra unstealthy. I'm just not stealthy.
Yeah.
Well, you also have an army of paladins.
Yeah.
So I'd say Krulik, Faust, myself, and Taylor then.
Sure. Groups of two, so that no one dies. You two don't get to go together,
Oh.
and you're gonna go with me. Faust.
I kind of
'cause
figured.
it looks to Taylor. Taylor, just go with Krellick. Taylor's like, aw, darn. Turns away.
I think Taylor and I would have had a great time together.
You're. Sorry. I
Let's
was
go.
gonna say.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go. And as you walk away with Faust goes, your optimism will get you killed one day. So,
Gotta be optimist.
yeah, I would like everyone as a part of this group to make a stealth check.
28.
16.
28.
16.
I have plus 13 to my
Oh
stealth.
yeah.
I was gonna say it's like me rolling persuasion, performance, or
So,
deception.
The lowest I can roll stealth is a 23.
yeah, and that's a. I actually rolled bad, but it's only still a 12 and a 14. So yeah, it's fine enough. The desert makes it fairly easy to stealth in outside of visual. And the thing is, though, roll me a perception for each group. So each of you just roll one perception.
19 plus 8, right? Yes, 27.
22.
22. So as the groups have started to like kind of go out and flank this area, you don't see people. It seems that whoever saw you potentially has moved on, or potentially they didn't even see you and just were moving. But you do see they weren't exactly the best at hiding their tracks. As within one of the lower ends of the dune where the wind isn't hitting it, you do actually see footprints that go up towards the dune, towards north, slightly west.
So I tell Taylor, I'm like, hey, let's go that way. So we just keep going?
How far can we communicate in our heads? Like, can we communicate with that party? Like, can we back and forth?
Yep.
Okay.
And what happens is, yes, as you kind of ask that, Fess goes, yeah. And you hear in your head, and he goes, come up to where they pointed originally. It looks like they're past that point. May as well not be too separated.
Okay.
So we can relay that back to them who are behind to move up a little bit.
And then as you kind of go forward, Taylor is going to kind of, at one point as you're stealthing, just kind of go, did you really let him talk you into using that on the other guy and then yourself?
He didn't talk me into it.
Bull, you haven't used that on yourself except in one instance.
2 instances.
I actually didn't convince him to do. I
But
will be out there
Here's the thing. So,
on himself, anyways.
I was considering. I just brought it up to Silver Tree. He wanted me to just go and wake him up with my left hand.
When
I
you brought
said-
it up to Reynolds.
Yeah. And then I said, after he lost the coin toss, that wouldn't be the case. I'd wake him up and ask him if he wanted to test it out. That it's pretty much.
So
cool.
he said yes?
He said no. But he said no for a really lame reason. And I didn't agree with it. So as he turned away, I just cast levitate on him. That's all it was. He broke through it anyways, and then I was just like, "See, it's not that bad." And
You
I
gave
touched-
him a choice and then just denied it, though?
Yeah, but if he was
You
like,
don't
"Oh,
realize
it's
that
because-"
this thing is either that thing or that guy is corrupting you in a bad way. And if I tell you no ever, it's a no. I don't care what lame reason it is.
I would never. He wanted me to do that to you, and I told him no.
He did what now?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Great, I'm going
okay.
That might have been too much information, but
Thanks. Even though I
I say directly to Reynolds in his head. I'm like, sorry for whatever might happen coming up.
What do you mean?
You'll find out.
In the meta. I explicitly said not to do that to her.
I mean, you don't know what. You don't know.
No, I know. This is.
Yes, you're just upset because, yeah, he dropped it. But
When no, drop. I explicitly said, do not touch Taylor with your hand.
You first brought it to me. You said, "Ooh, try Taylor." And
No,
then
I said don't.
You said, "Pat her on the back."
Oh, no, that was before we were awake.
That's what he was talking about.
You're a
so,
Blue Falcon.
your conversation kind of comes to an awkward halt there. And as I want
She
everyone.
was pressing me for information, man. Kind of
Blue Falcon.
I want everyone to roll another stealth who's on this group. The rest of you will just begin moving up. Are the zombies
26.
still out of your bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
26.
They're not going back yet until they're in a city.
26. That is
Or if we
a
have to, like, fly.
29 and a 18.
They
So,
just wall.
Yeah.
you move forward and you both roll me a perception again. As you've found the trail and
25.
15.
Okay, so you don't spot, but you do. Up ahead, as you're kind of sneaking, there's 3 bodies on the edge of a dune that they seem to be trying to angle more southward, but you're coming up from the east, and you see their forms. Actually, they're not quite as good as the sand guard, in which that they just seem to disappear into the sand, but you can see that if you don't have the right kind of angle, they might have been hard to see, and you don't know how many there might be. You just see the 3 that are there. And then you see Krullick and Taylor kind of going around very near that dune. They don't seem to have spotted each other, but they're close.
Well, it's in the alarm.
And so you get just a sound in your head,
Oh.
which...
Guys, watch out.
For
The people right below you. Dum-dum.
Well, it's on the other side of there's about a dune and there's a downward between the two. It's
Oh.
not long. It's not far. The dunes are smaller in
Has
this
he,
area.
has he figured out the
Yeah, he rolled earlier and figured.
screenshot ability?
No, he is not learned
Okay.
that.
The what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. You don't know about it yet.
so we're approaching people.
Fez goes, yeah, hold on. Yeah. And then this is actually when he's going to go, here, let me show you something. And in your mind, in everyone's mind, and including you and Taylor, you see something in image as if it's from, so you even see yourself in your own image, the back of your shoulders. There's a moment where apparently sight can be given as like a snapshot of.
That's wild. That's one sexy man right there, though.
Gross.
But yeah, you see, you're actually only about 30 feet away from these three lying figures. Again, you're hidden from each other,
Right.
but you're closer than you expected to get without seeing them.
Okay. Alright.
And then Taylor pops up and goes, "So, do we kill two of them instead of the other one running back? Find them that way?"
I'm with it.
Do we wait for the rest, or just... There's only three.
There's only 3 now.
Okay, 3 that we can see.
That's different.
I'm just putting help. I mean, we can go. I'm all for attacking. I'm just putting this out there as
You
a
can start it and then tell them to move
Well,
up.
if we kill all three of them and assume there's another, I'm sure they'll run if all three suddenly just die.
I'm not saying that we don't. I mean, for all we know, there could be 20 people over the next doom.
I mean, what's the chances of there being 20... Taylor stops. Okay.
Just put it out there. I mean, we got randomly attacked in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
No, I remember.
No, and I think we could start the fight and then have them move up. Like,
How far away is everyone else?
Far enough that Faust, after hearing you guys' bickering, has already told you guys to move forward.
Yeah.
Has alerted you all that... Because you saw the image, the snapshot, you saw how close Krullik and Taylor have actually gotten.
I'm all for it. Can I sneak up behind them?
Anyone who would like to can attempt to stealth up behind this group.
Anyone?
23.
Well, anyone of the group that's up here that's
Yeah.
closer.
23.
23.
20.
And Taylor gets a 21. So yeah, all of a sudden, all three rogues in the party.
Give me a second. How badly? Actually, what's our game plan with this? I kind of.
Well,
Faust sends you another snapshot
Yeah.
as the three bodies are all kind of looking over this dune, and you see Reynolds, Taylor, and Krullik are all about 10 feet behind them.
Okay.
And then you hear, apparently this.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna keep going. Moving up. I was gonna be way more showy than I needed to be.
This is a surprise round.
Yeah.
They did not.
Need to be showy.
They did
There's
not.
no reason for it, yeah.
They did not spot you.
So-
They did not hear you coming.
So we don't roll initiative then? It's just...
You just get an advantage on attack, and you guys get sneak attack because you're all bloody
Yeah, I'm
rogues.
using my sword of speed.
Yup.
So I got 17.
You hit. Taylor hits.
And then I
18 plus.
Relic hits.
roll my sneak attack.
Yup. Plus your, that's just your sneak attack on top of the rest of your damage. So.
Yeah, no, I'm going D8.
Yeah.
So 5, 7, 8, 12, 18
Oh, this.
plus. Where's the D8? There it is. 18 plus 14, so 22, 32.
So I get my first attack, right?
Well, it's a surprise round, so you just get the single attack.
Okay.
And it's
then
sneak
the next
attack.
one's.
Actually, that was like.
Right,
I,
because
And the
it's a
next one's
surprise
just
round.
normal, not advantage.
No, because they'll know.
Right.
Technically, initiative starts after this first attack.
32. Hey, can I do flurry of blows on top of this or no?
Not at the moment, because this is a surprise round. You just get one free attack.
Okay, so
Actually, what am I
30,
kidding?
32.
Just gonna charge up my horse.
Sure.
Like I'm
So
on a ridiculously fast horse.
yeah, Faust watches as you come over there. It's just like,
My first attack.
and you see it kind of just charge into battle.
My
How
first
much?
Attack,
Yeah, it's only the one. So
Yeah.
Oh,
how much plus your sneak attack?
24.
24,
32.
32, and Taylor is feeling fairly vindictive due to some current anger she just got, so she's also burning a smite. So 11. Oh dear. 23. Plus another 11 is 34. Plus 37. 38. 40. So, you guys all attack. And it's sudden as... How much did you do? Sorry.
24.
24. How much did you do?
32.
32.
Yeah, 32. Yes.
And Taylor does 45. And it's just... Shink, shink, shink. And there's this loud just, oh, from just all three of these men. They're all men, who just scream, and they all turn, and this is where initiative starts. So everyone roll me an initiative.
22.
5.
Can I have the markers? I forgot to grab them.
I like this.
They were in your red bag.
I didn't take them off.
I get it.
They're in my backpack. Second pocket? No, sorry, this pocket. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Who rolled above a 20?
Only one,
No, not only one. Just one of...
2.
yeah, give me 1 second. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yours was 22?
22.
I was down to 24. Anyone above a 15?
17.
18.
So, Carradine, Taylor is actually... What was yours?
17.
So, because it was... However this was, I can't remember right now. It was just that order in my head a second ago. Alright, and then...
5.
8.
Okay, so... Anna got a 4.
Ooh.
Oh.
And then... Okay, so... Faust is first, sees this at a fair distance as they all just start screaming, and he just goes, the distance he's at, he's actually close enough, and he, the one that you hit and the one that Taylor hit, silence, just stop moving. The one you hit goes, and then just kind of goes, and looks to the other two frozen in the sand and is like, oh crap, as it's your turn. The one in front of you is held currently.
So that means I get advantage, right?
Yeah.
And you get an automatic critical if you hit.
You get
Nat
advantage
20.
anyways.
Okay.
All right.
You hit.
So is that
It's a
double
critical. Yeah, no. It's not a double. It's just, you get to roll your,
Do I get sneak attack then?
Attack
yes.
doubled.
So it's
You, like,
66
Deliberately take your time.
times
to,
2.
like,
So,
gouge his eyes
7.
out or something.
huh?
You're like, yeah,
7, 12,
7.
15, 20, 24.
And then roll them again. Here. Just, here's a 6th.
24, so 30, 35, 36, 41, 45.
Plus the d8 for the...
Plus the 2d8.
Plus the 2d8. Yeah.
3, 4, so 11, so 56.
Yeah. So the one in front of you,
And have extra attack, extra 2.
okay. Do you want to attack him? Because he's dead.
So I'll use the extra attack on someone else. And then Flurry of Blows with that as well.
Sure, because they are
Okay.
within distance. Do you attack the one that's held or the one that still seems to be moving?
The one that's held.
Okay. So you have still advantage of them.
So 17.
Yeah,
Or-
that still hits. But
yeah.
if you want to roll it again, just see if you get the 20. You do. So it's a critical. I mean, it was already going to be a critical 'cause he's held, but yeah, sure.
Is that sneak attack on him as well?
It,
An extra?
No.
no, unfortunately not. You can only sneak attack once per
Okay.
turn.
So
So 4.
5, so 9 plus 7, so 16.
Yep.
And
And
then
he
four-
dies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was
Goodbye.
going to do Flurry of Blows. But...
You can. The other one is actually still within range. You were in the middle.
Alright,
So both were in within 5 feet on both sides of
Do
you.
I have advantage? No advantage this one?
No advantage.
Isn't he prone?
18.
It wasn't prone.
Okay.
They were, because it's a hill, technically it's not good.
Okay.
You hit. And so you get your, yep, 7 plus
7 plus, so 14.
14 and,
14
well, you have
so
to roll a second
Oh,
to
yeah.
hit, but
5, so 16.
still hits.
So that'd be 28 damage.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you see him go, what the, and he like hits the sand. He's like, Garrett, it's your go. You are quite a ways away across some dunes.
Two are
but
dead and one's alive. Do we still want to leave one alive?
you don't know if there's more at
Walking.
the moment. You just start walking.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then it's Taylor. Taylor, as you steal her kill, goes, "Hey!"
Oops.
and then looks to the other guy and goes, "Are you alone?" He's like, it like doesn't like. Are these the only two people you're with? Shank. That's critical.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
he's dead.
she still. And he just falls over. And
Only person outside of them.
and then technically. So yeah, Shank. You see him fall over. And there's like a beat. You guys don't hear anybody. There's no movement.
Oops.
Taylor goes, "Crap, that was the only one left.
Smooth move.
You're the one who killed two of them?"
The plan was to kill two, leave one alive.
And then, yeah, you unloaded on him.
He was alive, wasn't he?
And you're just standing there as, like, they're just all dead. Just splattered across this dune.
Well,
And Faust just comes up and goes, "Alright, so that did about as well as..."
Expected.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, hold on. They came here from somewhere, and if anyone has proficiency in survival, they can attempt to find the trail.
Yeah, I do.
nope.
I'll try.
Yeah, go for it.
So this means that we've all come up.
You've all approached as they're looking, because it takes a while to look for these tracks.
24.
24?
20.
20. Faust rolled to 29.
Wow. All right.
I rolled it, I was just like, well, alright. So yeah, you and you do find, all three of you actually find some tracks, but it's, as you follow them, you kind of lose them first as you go over a dune. You follow them for a while, you kind of catch up back to what he sees eventually, but then even you lose, Faust just keeps going, and occasionally you both see the tracks again, and then eventually Faust kind of just stops and goes,
You up there?
"Well, the tracks are gone, but..." And there's just a cave. And as you've walked up, you see this one guy sitting outside the cave, kind of look at him and go, "What?" And there's technically an initiative moment here to see if he runs before you have a chance, so... Everyone just roll initiative real quick. And I just need to see who beats him.
I got 10.
9.
22.
15.
Who beat a 22? Because that's what he got.
He got
Wow.
a 22.
You got a 22, so I'll give you the chance. Faust has the chance. Anyone else? Actually, Taylor.
Faust always gets the chance.
Faust is weird with initiative. I only roll 17s, 18s, or 19s. But so, is it only... It's because Taylor got a 22, you got a 22, and Faust got a 23 again. So, the three of you are going to have a chance before he has a reaction. So, and you're not far. The dune kind of just let you out, and then he just wasn't paying attention, seems to have just been napping, but your loud group kind of just stirs him. He goes...
What?
So, Kralik, would you like to go first, or...
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm like, as I'm like running up to him, I pull out Wolf's Fang. I'm like, "So what are we doing here?"
As you just rush, you're like, "So what are we doing here?"
Yeah.
He goes,
So what are we
"I don't know!"
No, I'm saying our heads.
Oh, okay.
Like, what am I doing with him? Am I trying to?
And then Faust goes, "Well, we're tasked to kill the bandits." As you run, an arrow gets fired past you. You're
Yeah.
racing this arrow.
Like, that's that.
So,
I'm sure
racing.
they're all...
oh, that's a natural 20. So,
So he's dead.
We're going a lot of nat 20s in this game.
yeah, there's been a lot of really high rolls this game.
Give me what?
Nat 20 knowledge?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why 2 nat 20s in that fight?
So,
Double nat 20.
Oh, it's not gonna be a good day for this guy.
I'm sure. Because, I mean, he just took from the 2 arrows, Faust fire, because the other one hit. That's... He just took 39 for a Faust.
Okay.
When what doesn't do you think hit?
12.
Does not hit.
So.
What are the others?
So.
Because Wolfsing only
20?
get the 2 attacks. Don't forget. Oh, right. Yeah, level 11 now. Congrats
20,
on your brokenness. 20 hits.
and then more than 20.
Yeah. So, this guy's about to have a real bad day.
Hey, Walker.
Because technically, just behind Kraluk, Taylor is also moving up. As this guy goes, what the? And this sword, he's like, oh.
And then whatever Kevin's doing.
So,
Well, your initial, what was your initial?
15.
Oh,
first
so
attack.
he'll get to go before.
First
Okay.
attack is.
I thought you were equal.
Oh no.
Okay.
23.
Okay, 23.
And then the second one is 32.
So that's over 50 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and you see
55
him
damage.
just cleave, and Taylor runs up as this body just falls. Taylor goes, I'm just not getting to do anything.
So
You should be quicker.
all I'm imagining is a swing upwards. He gets cut up.
Yeah.
His torso comes up from his body.
Like
You
it
swing
happened.
back down, cut him across this way.
Oh my
bisect
gosh.
him again.
No, you basically bisect him. It's not pretty. His entrails
Oh,
are
it's
across the ground,
beautiful.
but the
Ugh.
guard has been silenced. As the rest of you see,
Effectively.
yeah, as the rest of you, as Taylor kind of like comes to a trot, looking at the body, and just goes,
Just sitting there, hands behind
you know,
my
I feel
head.
like it'd be better if you just weren't around sometimes. But then, I don't know.
Then this guy wouldn't have been dead just.
Oh, you think that? Sure.
I said just yet.
Uh-huh.
I
And
mean, you couldn't kill the guys down there.
I killed one of them. T's the one who failed that one. As
I
this,
wasn't using my big boy.
as the rogues bicker, as the rest of you approach.
I used the one that gave him a sneak attack. And I did less than when I used Wolf's Fang, so.
Well, that's because you rolled bad on the sneak attack.
And
No, I rolled all 5s and 6s.
Really?
So I think
We go in?
Well, what happens is, as you approach this entrance, it's probably around 11 to
Curtain
noon. Right. And so what happens is, as you're at the entrance of this tunnel, as the people without dark visions, as kind of adjust in there, you do see a couple torches. That looks like this place potentially has some humans in it. And the rest of you see that, yeah, it looks like this cave goes pretty deep into this mountain. And at least 4 of the bandits are dead.
Awesome.
Did we have any idea of how many bandits there were?
Nope.
Nope.
So,
We were just told to kill the bandits.
you ambushed the ambushers and then killed the guard. As far as you know, you don't know if there's any more potentially behind you either that might be out. But for today, as you've entered this area, looking to basically genocide the inside of this cave,
you want to animate the corpse of the guy and have him sit there.
Oh, and then it just looks like he's just there. That would be
The dude that's
wonderful.
been cut in half?
yeah.
Twice?
But
Yeah. I'm not putting much effort into
that
that.
fight and that adventure, it will be for next time. We are Assorted Dice, and we will see you later. Bye.